Things are starting to heat up in the Kamala Harris and the Donald Trump presidential election 2024. It has been, the build-up has been by far one of the just strangest things that I've ever witnessed. And, you know, it's been purse-slinging, there's been name calling, there's been all sorts of shade thrown, and it's just been fantastic to watch. But we're going to be covering the entirety of this election live this evening. We're going to be following along as we go. We're going to be having call-ins, so if you're in a specific area of this, you know, and your votes have been read out and you want to talk about it, you can come and join on the stream. Any craziness, obviously, we're going to have to get rid, but it's going to get spicy. So, hello to everyone that's joining in. We've got Trump supporters already. You know, I'm intrigued to see which way this is going to go, because as someone who's living in the UK, as someone who is not as invested in American politics, in fact, I actually think I'm more invested in American politics than I am in British politics by this point. But as things are currently standing, it's looking canny spicy, right? So we've got polls running. We've got as you can see, bear with me. President Fiona Harvey, my lord, could you imagine the absolute state of that? It would be carnage, it would be chaos, it would be turmoil. There would be, well, who would even know? But as things stand right now, the election results have started to roll in slowly but surely. And, you know, things are looking comfortable right now for President Trump as things stand. Obviously, there's still a very, very long way to go. But we've obviously got, you know, a few states here already buckling in for Republican. We've got a few states buckling in for Democrats. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out as the evening goes on. What would you do if Fiona Harvey called in to rant? I would absolutely wet myself, and I'd probably love it as well. It'd be pretty saucy, wouldn't it? You know, that would definitely add a bit of spice to this live stream for sure. What else we got going on? Let's see. Bear with me. Just getting my stuff together. So we've obviously got, where are we? Here we go. We got some good stuff coming in. So this is the current polls as things kind of stand. You know, this live stream's running from CNN, I believe. Yeah. So they're kind of, you know, keeping us up to date as things progress forward. Obviously, we've got in the top corner our charts showing where things are currently standing, and it's looking spicy. It's looking spicy. She might be covering it on Facebook. Could you imagine the absolute carnage if she just like popped in to say hello? I mean, make her a cup of tea. Jeez. I mean, it would add a bit of spice to the stream, wouldn't it? You know, could you imagine if I just started out talking about the entire election, and then before you know it, we've got Fiona Harvey dialing in, being like, "Hey, my vote," and all the rest of it, and she's just like starts just ranting about Richard Gadd or something. Chaos, absolute scenes, absolute turmoil. But yeah, we're gonna have a good old time tonight. So obviously the first question goes out to everyone. Who do you think is going to end up winning? Now that's the big question, isn't it? Who's gonna win? Fiona hounding Trump? That I would love to see. That's the question. I mean, Trump seems like the kind of guy that would just enjoy that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like he would take that in his stride. He seems like that kind of person. So as things stand, CNN are predicting, this came in 4 minutes ago, that Donald Trump will win Florida. And for anyone that doesn't know, maybe you're you're new to the American politics. It's essentially a race to get to 270 points, right? And each state is worth a point. So if we go and have a look at this graph on screen right now. So you can see here, all of these states have got numbers in them. And each number represents a certain amount of points that you can get as the party, right? So obviously the Republican, as things currently stand, are on 105 points. Kamala Harris's Democrats are currently on 31 points. So kind of severely lagging behind at the time of this being updated. But we've got, Florida, one of the biggest states that you probably want to be winning as the leader of, a particular party, with 30 points going in their favor. Texas, 40 points, another big one. In history, as in times gone by, if we take a look at it, in times gone by, it's looked like, Texas is a typically Republican kind of state. So it looks like that they could have potentially another 40 points there. But there was the 2020 map. So if I pull up the 2020 map, we can see how things went back in 2020 so that we can compare it to today. So obviously back in 2020, very, very long time ago, Texas won for Republican, Florida went to Republican, New York, of course, went to the Democrats. The toss-up was in, is that Pennsylvania, I believe, right there. We've got, as you can see, it was pretty close by this point in the race. But where are we standing? Each point represents the electoral college in that state. That's the one, yeah. So if it's 31 undeclared, does that mean 19 have? I believe so. I've tried to do as much crash coursing in American politics as I can. I've spoken to everyone, any American that I know. I've spoken to them. I've said, look, I need to know how this works, and they've filled me in with the tea. But I'm gonna get a poll running. So let's crank up a poll. So who is going to win? Question mark. Trump or Harris? So obviously, get your votes into that poll. Let me know what you guys think. If you wanted to, there is a Zoom link pinned at the top of the comments. If you want to get involved, if your state has just been read out, you're happy about it, you're not happy about it, you want to vent, join on the Zoom link. We can talk about it. If you're out in the streets and things are getting crazy, let me know about it. We can talk about it live on stream together on the Zoom link. Obviously, if things get crazy, then we're gonna have to shut the link down, and I'll have to boot you off the call. But hopefully, we won't get to that point. Only cross that bridge if we get to it. There's a lot going on at the moment. There's a lot of information coming in, but from the looks of it, we've got 88% of people saying that Donald Trump is going to be our winner. That is only from 9 votes as of right now. So there's still there's still a lot of time. Things right now are definitely looking to be swinging early doors into Donald Trump's favor. We've got, the big one being, we've got Tennessee, 11. Polls are closed over there. We've got, I believe the polls are actually closed everywhere now. So it's, 9 p.m. for some states. So the grayed out ones, 10 p.m. some states, 11 p.m. for Washington, 11 p.m. for California, Oregon, Nevada's 10 p.m. So the poll's going to be open for a majority of the night until we find out what's been going on. But recent projections have shown that the projected winner for Tennessee could potentially go to Donald Trump. Oklahoma could go to Donald Trump. I believe, is that Massachusetts? That's Michigan? What's MO? Hang on. I did know my states, but now I'm a bit off the ball. So anyone in the comments want to help me out with that one? But it's looking like it could swing in the direction of Donald Trump. Missouri, my bad. And then projected winner for Massachusetts is going to be Kamala Harris. Allegedly, that's just projections for the time being. Obviously, only things that have come in. Oh no, Missouri has come in as Republican. Oklahoma's come in 7 electoral votes for Donald Trump once again. Things are getting spicy. But, I know I've seen in the news, I've been trying to keep up to date with it. There's a lot of people concerned, excuse me, significantly about, potential violence after polls close. People in America, what are we thinking about that? Is that something that we're concerned about? Are we, is that something that that could be a possibility? I know, there was the whole thing at Capitol Hill that went on during the last election. So, could we? Is that something that's concerning you in the background? Let me know what you think. The poll in the comment section is going majority Donald Trump right now. It's swaying Donald. It's for early doors. Of course, it is incredibly early doors. We're looking like we could have a grand slam. We've got a commenter from the UK stating that they are a big Trump supporter. I remember last time that he was in office, no problems at all. Bring Trump back. Fair enough. Excuse me. What time will we know UK time? It's hard to know. It's really difficult to know. So there isn't going to be a definitive time from what I'm, it's just when all the votes are counted up and when the majorities have been kind of passed through. But of course, the race is ultimately to this 270 mark. Right now, Donald Trump is sat on 99. Let me just give it a refresh. Yeah, he's sat on 99 points. We're going to go... We're going to go off of points because it's just so much easier to kind of base it off of that. Kamala Harris is on 27. First person to reach 270 becomes the next president of the United States of America. I guess it's as simple as that. But I've just had an update coming in from CNN stating that initial CNN exit polls show large majority of Pennsylvania voters say abortion should be legal in most or all cases. Should be legal. Double check that I'm saying that right. So that's what's coming out of Pennsylvania. Of course, that's the You sound so healthy, Ben. I know. It's nursery. They send my kid back poorly all the time. Ben, get a drink. I've actually stocked up. Right, you should see it. It's like a bar down here. I've got bottles of water. I've got cans of Red Bull on the tap. It's gonna be a good time. We need Trump in the UK at the moment. Well, UK. I'm actually more invested in American politics than I am UK politics at this point. Like, I'm loving watching the chaos unfold over in the States, and just like in the UK it's quite gentlemanly, like it's there's a bit of back and forth, but it's pretty chill. But in America, like, there's purse throwing, like, there's name calling. It's chaos, and I am here for it. I am enjoying myself. But as the polls come in, of course, Republican won. This is governors, so uncalled races are currently sat at 10. We got Republicans sat at 1, Democrats at 0. Senate tonight, Republican 4, Democrats 2. Uncalled races, 27. And then right now on the points tally, Donald Trump sat at 99, Kamala Harris sat at 27. And if I get rid of this screen right here, you'll see, there you go, you can see it quite broken down. Leading in county, this is how the map is looking. Of course, blue goes to the Democrats and the red goes to the Republicans. The popular vote is looking, the gap is widening. When I first started this stream, this was around 9 million to Kamala Harris and only 10 million to Donald Trump, meaning there was only about 1 million difference between the two. Now Donald Trump is leading by a 2 million lead, which is quite insane if you ask me. USA have more passion, lol, that's why. You know what? They do. I've got to say, hats off to the Americans, right, for their passion and drive in this current thing, because I never paid any attention whatsoever when it came to the you know, the UK I did my vote and that was kind of it, and it was like whatever happens happens. Over in the States, it seems like it's not a case of whatever happens happens. It's like, this is ride or die. You know, I watched a podcast with Elon Musk yesterday, on Joe Rogan, where he was saying, like, you know, if Trump doesn't win, this could be the last election. And I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but, you know, that's completely up to the general viewer, I suppose, to say. I agree, our chaos isn't so entertaining, more soul destroying. Yeah, it certainly looks that way, but you know, it certainly looks that way for sure. Right, I'm just gonna see if I can get this thingamajigger working. Bear with me 1 second, people. But yeah, it's definitely. There we go. Let's see. Are we rolling? Yeah, we are. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Right. USA with more passion? Yeah, definitely agree, Vicky. We all need a Trump, lol. You know, like, this is the thing, right? I've never really like. This is the first time where I've ever been truly interested in American politics, right? I'll say that for certain, but you know, I've enjoyed following it. It's been like following a sports event, for want of a better term, you know, where it's like, there's so many twists and turns, and, you know, you get elections sometimes where it's like, you never know which way things are going to sway. But this, or like, you know, maybe you know like how things are going to go, but this, completely different ballgame. Like, this whole time, and everyone that I've spoken to, or like people that I know over in the States and people in the UK, I've spoken to them countless times about, like, you know, how do you think this is going to go? Nobody knows. It's either going to be incredibly good, or it's just going to be pure chaos. But you know, it is one of those things where we're looking at potential history. Hey, Emgral, hello, how are ya? Finally made it live. I'm glad that you could make it. We could definitely be looking at history in the making right here as things unfold this evening. You know, whichever way this swings, history's going to be made. So, as of right now, of course, these are where the states are looking. Florida, Republican. Alabama, Republican. Tennessee, Republican. Indiana, Republican. Missouri, Republican. Oklahoma, Republican. Kentucky, Republican. West Virginia, Republican. And we've also got South Carolina, Republican. And in favour for the Democrats, we have currently got Vermont, we've got Massachusetts, we have got Maryland, we have got, where are we looking up here? We've got the Washington County. Oh, this is one of those split counties, isn't it? Which I've always found quite interesting. Oh, Lemsip. Yeah, get some Nurofen or Lemsip. Yeah, definitely. I hate Lemsip, though. Tastes like garbage. I hate it. But, you know, got to do what you got to do, haven't you? But let's have a look at how the poll is currently looking. So from 34 votes, we've got 74% of people thinking that Donald Trump is going to take a win here. We have got 26% of people thinking that Kamala Harris is going to take a win. I'm intrigued by that. Very intrigued, because I don't know why I'm intrigued. I just felt like this was going to be a bit of a closer race than it's turning out to be at this current time. Of course, it's still incredibly early doors, but as we can see by popular vote, Donald Trump is going head and shoulders above Kamala Harris right now, with almost 2.5 million votes in difference, as you've just seen on your screens there, which means that, you know, he seems to be a lot more in favour, at least at this current time. Like I say, I'm going to keep saying it, we're still early doors. We are still early doors. There's still plenty of time and plenty of states coming in. Of course, whoever gets California, you know, that's a big one. California is the one that I'm pretty certain everybody's going to be wanting, because look at that, 54 electoral votes. It's one of the biggest. Texas, of course, as well. Polls closing at 9 p.m. So from my count, that is in about 40 minutes. I'm in the UK, so, you know, my timings could be a bit off, but Lemsip is fabulous with a bit of sugar in it. Be better than Red Bull too. Yeah, you know, it's a lot healthier than Red Bull. But I'm planning to be here for the long run tonight. This is going to be a long old stream. But let's have a little look at how things are currently standing. So on the current breakdowns, we have got, wow, 11.3 million votes for Kamala Harris at the time of recording, and 13.6 in favour of Donald Trump, winning Donald Trump 90 electoral votes and winning Kamala Harris 27 electoral votes. Trump has also, it's just been reported that Trump has also told a radio station that if he wins Pennsylvania, we win the whole deal. Of course, Pennsylvania is one of those big states that everyone wants to win. And you're probably wondering why Pennsylvania, because it is one of the swing states. Now, the swing states, of course, are ones where, you know, you've got Texas. Everybody knows which way Texas is going to go. Texas, of course, is probably going to go in Trump's favour. You know, New York, most likely to go into Kamala Harris's favour. But Pennsylvania, being one of the biggest swing states, they are the states that make the difference. So, you know, he's stating that if we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole deal. Donald Trump has told Rich Zeoli show on Philadelphia's talk radio 1210 WPHT. He went on to state, we're going to make this country greater than ever before, but you have to stay in line and don't let them slowball you. You have an absolute legal right to get that vote, because if we win Pennsylvania, if we win the good old Commonwealth, we're going to win the whole thing. We win everything. That is what he's said on a Philadelphia radio show. Joe Rita is saying, I'm from North Carolina. So North Carolina, South Carolina has gone to the Republicans. North Carolina, Joe, how are you feeling right now? How's things looking? Are you happy with how things have gone? Of course, if you want to, you can always jump on a Zoom call. There is a link at the top pinned in the comment if you wanted to jump in and join. We can chat about it, see how things are going, see how you're feeling about it. You know, which way do you want it to go? Having a look at it from 2020, I'd be intrigued to see 2020. Which way did North Carolina go? Just having a little look at it. Bear with me, everyone. So, having a look right here, we've got 2000. We want 2020. So in 2020, hang on. Why is that not working? What are you telling me? Oh, no, I've gone and changed it now. I don't know what I'm doing. This is why you don't leave me in charge of important things like this. So I want the consensus for the 2020 map. I'll just pull it up quickly so we can compare then versus now. So 2020 election map. So in 2020, it looks like North Carolina went to the Republicans. You know, it from what I'm seeing here, the 2020 electoral campaign, Biden obviously won, got 306 votes to 232 for Trump's Republicans. And this is how things looked back in 2020. So if we go ahead and compare that to the 2024 campaign that is currently ongoing, how do things stand and how do things compare? That's what we want to know, isn't it? So let's have a little look-ski. Here we are. So this is today. And we can compare this to 2020. So if we take a look at the 2021 right here, let's see if we've got too much differentiation going on. So we've got South Carolina, Republican. Yeah, that was the same as 2024. Florida has also, and Alabama. So Florida and Alabama, again, have gone the same way. Let's have a look. We've got South Carolina have also gone Republican again this time. Tennessee and Kentucky and Indiana. So Tennessee, Kentucky, and Indiana also went Republican last time. It seems like they are the majority states. Missouri and Oklahoma again went Republican. But, of course, it was all the difference when Kamala Harris, Joe Biden won this state right here. And they also got Pennsylvania last time. So that is 75 points on the board for Joe Biden last time and the Democrats after winning California and Pennsylvania, which of course were huge numbers in the race. So as things currently stand, that could swing that way again for Kamala Harris. Of course, early doors, it's looking like it could be a Trump grand slam, but we are yet to see a lot of the states that want, the Democrats to come in to be announced. It's looking like, obviously, Maryland, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts are all kind of swinging the same way again. This northeastern side of America, definitely swing towards the Democrats. So it's going to be really interesting to see how things pan out as we kind of progress through the through the evening. Oh yeah, I do hope that everyone who was stuck in the hurricane a few weeks ago was all right. Weren't too affected by everything that went on. That was a crazy experience, I'm sure, for a lot of people. Again, as things go right now, as it's being reported, in terms of governors, we've got Republicans 3, Democrats 1. Uncalled races are equaling at 7 right now. In terms of the Senate, we've got Republicans 4, Democrats 3, indifferent 1, and uncalled races 26. So again, still very, very early doors. And then Kamala Harris is creeping up. She's gone up to 27 now points. Donald Trump, again, still sitting on 99. As things currently stand, 54% of the votes have gone so far to Donald Trump. 44.8% have gone to Kamala Harris. And you can see here the difference right now is 2.6 now million votes between them. Kamala on 12.8 million, Donald Trump on 15.5 million. It's going to be a very, very tight race. Senate at this hour, Democrats 32, Republicans 42. They have gained 1 recently. Ben, are you going to be on all night? Well, I'm going to keep going until the results are in. So for sure, it looks like it's going to be a long night for us. So I hope you guys are strapped in. I hope you're excited. It's going to be a bumpy old ride, I think. Of course, we're gonna ride it out together as things still kind of develop and as things still kind of progress throughout the evening. Of course, in about half an hour's time, we're probably gonna get a hell of a lot more information, or at least within probably the next half an hour, as Michigan, Illinois, Kansas, Texas. Actually, no, not Texas. Mississippi, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine are all going to be obviously clapping in their results because their polls are now closed. And at 9 p.m. Eastern time, it's looking like a lot of the big states are also going to be closing their polling stations. But of course, California is rolling until 11 p.m. So that's of course one of the biggest ones. If you can get California, it's gonna really swing in your favor. Of course, Donald Trump has just made a phone call into Pennsylvania radio stations to state, in a last bid effort to try and get Pennsylvania residents on board voting for Donald Trump. As we kind of go for a little bit of a breakdown, we can kind of go through the counties of the states, and we can kind of see where everyone is going to be sitting. We're really swinging. So in terms of Florida, of course, the majority went to Donald Trump, but there were a few states that were interested in the Democrats as well. So it's gonna be a very long night. It's gonna be a very interesting night to see how things pan out, for sure. But we're gonna keep on rolling. We're just gonna see how things continue to progress throughout the evening. Of course, you know, we've got a lot going on, haven't we? We've got a hell of a lot going on. So where are we at with everything? Let's talk about that, shall we? Just gonna get this all back up to date. There we go. So it's looking like, you know, the difference is creeping up between Kamala and Donald at this current time, with 2.5 million votes, individual votes between them. That's individual votes between them. So, you know, that could be quite telling, and of course that could really sway the polls as things move forward, because of course other states are going to be watching what is currently going on and the current climate, and they are probably going to adjust accordingly to what is going on in front of them and what they are witnessing. Let's have a little look. I'm just going to catch up with the news to see if there's anything updating, anything new coming in. How's the poll looking? Oh, the poll is changing a hell of a lot. So from the votes that have come in, 59% of people now think that Donald Trump will win, and it's crept up 41%. 40% now, 41% again for Kamala Harris. That's taken quite a lot of change. So, all right, guys, need to go and hit the sack. Got work tomorrow. Hope you feel better, Ben. Take care. Catch you next time. Thank you so much for dropping in, Brian. Thank you. I hope you have a lovely evening. Will the execution of the popular internet squirrel Peanut affect things? I mean, for sure. It has to, right? It has to. I mean, Peanut. R.I.P. Peanut. Crazy. That whole situation was bonkers, right? Like, that's the kind of stuff you don't get in British politics. You don't get that kind of drama, that kind of cutting edge stuff. You know? Like, we don't have that. I wish we did. I really wish we did. 2.7 million difference now in popular votes for Donald Trump. So a CNN projection has just come in, stating that Trump could potentially win Arkansas. So Arkansas, of course, projected winner Donald Trump. That's how it's being projected. That's how things are currently looking. Projected winner as well for South Carolina. Well, Donald Trump. That ended up being a grand slam. Arkansas definitely looks like it could potentially become a Republican state. I'm going to say once again, but I could be wrong in stating once again, because I'm just going to double check how things went last time. Bear with me. I'm just going to try and find it on the map. I promise I did brush up on my American states before I started, but it's all gone out the window. Yeah, it looks like they went Republican last time, from what I'm seeing. So it's not a big shock to the system that they could potentially be in favor for a Donald Trump win. Let's have a little look. Let's keep up reporting. So there are 6 electoral votes at stake in Arkansas, and it takes at least 270 electoral votes to win the 2024 presidential election. So Trump carried the state, but President Joe Biden won the general election. So back in 2020, Arkansas did swing to Donald Trump. It didn't make a difference in the end, but you know, at this point, I think every single vote counts. So, will the next president be peanut-brained in tribute to the fallen squirrel? I guess it depends on who you ask. I think it definitely depends on who you ask. Right, let's see. Where are we at with things? So, as we can see, Democrats, not much has really changed in terms of the Senate. You know, so yeah, the CNN projections, the last time that they made a prediction, Donald Trump did end up going on to win it, which was, of course, the South Carolina state. Right now, Donald Trump is, storming the way. 53.4% of the individual votes swinging to him. He is currently sat on over 17.5 million votes, and just under 15 for Kamala Harris. Right. Yeah, we're looking like we could potentially be looking at a bit of a home run, but of course things are yet to be seen with as it goes on throughout the evening. But let's have a little look. The first set of results obviously were kind of coming in recently, but let's have a little sneak peek. 13 minutes ago, it was reported that marijuana legalization has failed in Florida. Could that potentially sway the vote as we kind of come into the last kind of couple of hours? A ballot measure in Florida that would have legalized the recreational marijuana for adults 21 years and older failed to pass, NBC News has projected. Trump has said in September that he planned to vote in favor for the measure. All the figures are enormous compared to the UK votes, absolutely. Well, let's bear in mind, there's only 66.9 million people in the UK. And right now, those people have already voted. There's well over 100 million people in the US. So, that's a lot of people. So, we could potentially be looking at quite a big thing. But there has been a few updates as a few other states have had their their votes cast. So we are looking like we could be getting a Texas Republican ending. So, that could be another 40 points to Donald Trump, which would be absolutely, of course, enormous in this entire thing. As we go over to here, as it scrolls through, you'll see there have been updates to the projections and to the boards. And as things stand, it's looking like there is going to be a lot of big changes regarding this. So as you can see, 30 points are now to Kamala Harris, whereas there is now 105 to Donald Trump, meaning that he is a little under halfway to becoming the next president of the United States. How are we feeling about that so far? Of course, Oklahoma have just brought their votes in, and Oklahoma has gone to Republican. Interesting, very interesting. Donald Trump has won over Oklahoma. How are we looking with this? So we've got the governors tonight. There is an extra governor now in favor of the Democrats, and there are still now 6 uncalled. And the Senate is also equalizing with Democrats at 4, Republican at 4, indifferent at 1, and uncalled at 25. Absolutely huge. And as we can see there, Arizona has also gone to the Republicans, giving Donald Trump a further 6 points. A further 6 points for Donald Trump. So if we take a little look at the forecast, this is what is forecasted, right, for this general election. This is what we're looking at as things currently stand. This is not confirmed. This is not, 100%, but from the basically basing it off of the last general election and how things are going now, it's looking like we could potentially be looking at a Kamala Harris 226, almost steady, and we could be looking at a Donald Trump 230. So, there's only 4 points in it in terms of the forecast. Of course, 82 are in the toss-up. So Pennsylvania, Michigan, all of these swing states, there's 82 points there up for grabs from just the swing states. That's a lot of points to get on the board if you are looking to become the next president of the United States. And as votes are being tallied up, I've just seen on my monitor just here that there are now well over 18 million individual votes for Donald Trump, which of course is absolutely insane. Democrats in the Senate, again, still sat at 4. We've got the Republicans still sat at 4. We've got indifferent sat at 1. And we've got uncalled sat at 25 still. Again, 105 points to Donald Trump as things stand. 30 points to Kamala Harris as things currently stand. But again, it's worth noting that this is just the very beginning. We are not even... Well, we're not even halfway through yet. As you can see on the screen, we've still got a hell of a lot of leverage to go. So we're at 15.7 million votes for Kamala Harris, 18.9 million for Donald Trump, respectively. In terms of the Senate, again, 42 in favour of Donald Trump, 33 in favour of Kamala Harris, 25 have been uncalled. It's looking like it's a quick start for Donald Trump, but that doesn't mean anything right now. That doesn't mean that he's going to win. It doesn't mean anything. It's still a very, very long way to go, and we could be looking at, we could be looking at a bit of a swing. Hey there, you should have an I'm neutral option on your poll. Yeah, maybe there should be a bit of an indifferent. Who's going to win? So currently, the poll's getting tighter. From 65 votes, we've got 58% in favour of Donald Trump, 42% in favour of Kamala Harris. Very interesting. We've got a bit of a ways to go. It doesn't really matter. No, right now things don't really matter. Independent, yeah, that's right, independent. So right now it doesn't really matter, but things can change very, very quickly, especially if some of these bigger states, like I say, like Texas, California, start being read out soon. Washington's obviously quite a big one. Florida has already gone to Donald Trump, so I'm sure he'll be quite happy, to get that large boost quite early on. So we could really be looking at some pretty tight numbers as we work through the evening. I'm expecting, for things to get a lot tighter as we progress through the evening. I'm expecting that it's going to be, a bit of a lead to begin with, but as we kind of go through the night, we're gonna start to see quite a lot of changes happen quite quickly. Let's just have a little look to catch up with everything. But what are we feeling right now? Of course, I can sit here and talk about everything that's going on till I'm blue in the face. But how are you guys ultimately feeling about how things are going thus far? Are you happy with it? Are you happy that Trump's leading at this current time? Do you think there's an opportunity for Kamala to really kind of, get her teeth sunk into a lot of the bigger states, or do you think that this is going to be the way that things go throughout the evening? Again, of course, about 13 minutes ago, it was reported that Donald Trump could potentially win Arkansas, which is a further 6 points to his cause, which is a big boost. Big boost. And as we see on the screen, shush. Not interested about Turkish Airlines. We're talking about the 2024 general election. Right, let's get ourselves caught up and up to date with things as they go. So, from what I'm seeing from the UK, it's looking like things are going to get spicy as things go on. Of course, right now, course, right now, Pennsylvania is currently trending over on Twitter. You know, a lot of people in the streets of Pennsylvania. This, of course, is the one of the states that Donald Trump is, of course, wanting to try and win at this current time. But you can see the scenes.
Did he figure it out?
Yes. He's gonna vote here.
Provisional's not a bad deal for him. That's fine. Thank you.
So there you go. You can see those are the scenes right now from Pennsylvania. Very exciting stuff, of course. Donald Trump wanting to get that as one of the swing states. He's wanting that to be, well, wanting that to be his. Falconry with Kai. Bro be coughing his lungs out. Absolutely. I'm literally dying right now, but I'm here doing my thing. So let's roll with the punches. Try some hot tea, fam. Don't you worry. I've got myself a good bottle of water. Never hurt anyone. So if Trump wins Pennsylvania, you know, it could be a really huge deal. Paul Rudd was actually seen in the line at Pennsylvania earlier today, handing out bottles of water at Temple University in Pennsylvania. So, you know, that's pretty wholesome stuff to be witnessing right now.
Paul Rudd just showed up, Nicole, because he heard the line was so long. Paul, what brought you out?
I just want to give people water. They're waiting in line for a long time, and it's a wonderful thing that all these young people are out voting.
2 hours, they're saying some of these young guys are online for.
It's impressive.
When you heard that, did you say right away, I got to come out here, get to this line?
Oh, we've been doing lots of stuff today here in Pennsylvania, and yeah, we wanted to come out and tell these students that they're doing really great things.
Paul Rudd just showed up, Nicole.
I mean, lovely scenes right there, isn't it? You know, that's the kind of stuff that you want to be witnessing. But, of course, Georgia as well is trending. State funeral for Peanut. Yeah, for sure. So, apparently Elon Musk has changed the like button to promote Donald Trump. Let me have a look. No, it's a lie. It is a lie. I have voted in. Oh, okay, here we go. So, Georgia is leaning heavily towards Trump, with 52% reporting Trump leads by more than 10 points. Very interesting. How are we feeling about that? Of course, Georgia, from what I've seen, hasn't been cast just yet, but it's looking like it could go into Trump's favor. How are we feeling about that one? Let's have a look. Georgia. Yeah, so right now, there's 16 votes in it. That could be a huge deal for Donald Trump if that does swing into the Republicans' favor. How are we feeling about that? Let's have a little look. Let's keep up to date with everything as it goes. So, we could be looking pretty tasty as things progress. A vote from North Carolina says his girlfriend threatened to break up with him if she didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, this is the stuff that we look out for, isn't it? This is the kind of stuff that we look for in the American election, because this is the kind of drama that I'm talking about. Look at this.
Just voted.
I did.
And who did you vote for?
For Harris.
And tell me about how you came to this decision.
So I wasn't gonna vote at all until my girlfriend was blowing up my phone telling me to go vote, and if I didn't, she was gonna break up with me. So now I'm here.
Just voted.
There you go. So bro's girlfriend threatened to break up with him if he did not vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, it's pretty insane, right? It's pretty insane. So early days yet? Absolutely. We are still very early on in this whole election campaign. There's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. Eduardo Cunilas, MAGA. There you go. So we got a Trump supporter in the chat. I'm sure they cast their vote up on our poll. From 68 votes, 56% of people think that Donald Trump is going to win. 44% for Kamala Harris. Of course, it's still incredibly tight over there. again, as we swing through the as we swing through things, of course, you know, we've got to try and filter through all of the stuff here. But let's have a look at the current trending tab. Let's see what's going on. Elon has changed the like button, apparently. Nope, that's a lie. At least this election is not a foregone conclusion. No, this has got to be one of the most spiciest elections that I've ever seen. You know, I've never seen such a hotly contested election as this. You know, there's been, like I say, purse throwing, there's been name calling, there's been all sorts of stuff, and it's really getting heated. You know, we saw some funny motions and movements with Donald Trump yesterday after Kamala Harris stepped up to the podium. Insane stuff. But as things are currently standing, Donald Trump has broken the 20 million vote mark, as he has now got 20.8 million votes. Kamala Harris, 17.5 million votes. So she is now behind by individual votes by 2.5 million. Of course, again, still very early days. Everyone is going to be crying in America. Some happy tears, some sad. Yep. Like I say, this is going to be historic. No matter which way this, no matter which way this swings, no matter who wins tonight, we're making history, or we are witnessing history right now. So, you know, it's a pretty crazy time to be alive. Exploring with Michael P. Hello, how are you, buddy? Trump all the way. It's the only way we will make life better. Completely fair and completely understand your opinions on that one. Again, as someone from the UK, I don't really hold too much of a political opinion. I am just here for the drama and watching things unfold. If my girlfriend said to vote for her, I would have told her goodbye. Fair enough. I know a lot of people feel a lot stronger about these elections than others over in the States, and that's completely fine. It's the same over here in the UK. But again, there is, you know, things are really progressing as we look at things. Eduardo, fight. I'm here for it, man. I'm here to watch things just unfold. Watch the chaos unfold. Watch the drama unfold. You know, this is gonna be an election to remember. You know, it's definitely gonna be an election to remember. Donald Trump has broken the 21 million vote mark, as he is now leading the way by 3.3 million votes. It's a lot of votes. That gap is getting wider and wider. You know, it's crazy to see. It's definitely crazy to see. Wow, would love to join, but not confident enough. I'm too controversial. I would need to bring Kamala and get Diddy Crew into it. I'll stay in the comments. I've messaged you top. Well, fantastic. Thank you for joining anyway. And you know, like, I appreciate. And of course, like I say to anyone that's new in the chat, if you wanted to, you don't even have to come on the camera. You are willing and you want to just chat about it through a Zoom link. There is a link up in the pinned comment if you wanted to join, and from that, of course, you know, you can jump on a call on the live stream and we can chat about what's going on. Of course, maybe you're from one of these states where things are going down and you are just outraged. Maybe you're incredibly happy. Let's talk about it. How much better do you think these people can make the world? They're just going to they are just people that live and die as we all do. Fair enough. I mean, a lot of people do want to try and change the world. Look at Fiona Harvey. She's changed the world. Maybe not in a positive way, but she's definitely changed the world. Lol, I cancelled out my husband's vote. There you go. Is it like something that would split a household? Could it divide a household if you're based on your political beliefs over in the States? Is that something that would happen? Or is it like, if you disagree, you just have to agree to disagree and you live civilly? Or is it something that could literally destroy relationships. I'm genuinely curious about that. Let's have a look. So, over on Twitter, things are obviously, heating up. Everyone's just talking about the like button, which is, is what it is. But I mean, we wanna see other things. We want to see what's really going down. We want to see what's going down. Let's have a look at this. So, again, we're still kind of stuck at a bit, not a stalemate by any means, but we are, just don't tell them. Fair enough. It's probably the best way to go about things. 57.3% of the votes nationwide, individual votes, might I add, are swinging to DT, Mr. Donald Trump. 21.4 million votes in favour of Donald Trump, 17.9 in favour of Kamala Harris. She is yet to break the 20 million independent vote mark. But, like we say, still early doors. I'm not going to argue about anything either. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's completely fair. I mean, I think that's the best way to go about things, in my honest and humble opinion. So as we kind of look through the news, there's a lot of stuff obviously coming through. Let's have a little look. Let's just have a quick scan, catch up. So Kamala Harris wins Delaware. That is what is being potentially reported, or that's what's being projected by NBC right now. Harris will beat Trump in Delaware. NBC News projects securing her state's 3 electoral votes. So, of course, that could bump her up to 33 points, which, in every point matters in this race to become president. Latino men are breaking for Trump. Latino men are breaking for Trump by a 10-point margin, 54% to 44%, according to NBC exit polls. Trump has gained ground with the Latino men over recent presidential cycles, but the latest tally is a dramatic change from the 2020 election when the Latino men backed the president Joe Biden over Trump by a 23-point margin. Wow, 59% to 36%. Very interesting. Again, we've already reported on it, but Trump to win Arkansas is being projected. We're looking. All eyes will be on the 7 key swing states in this contest to reach 270 votes: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Yeah, Pennsylvania, of course, is the big one in there. I mean, they're all big. They really want to get those swing states. Maybe the federal union ought to be dissolved and the states go fully independent. Interesting. That would be an interesting turn of events, wouldn't it? Don't put your trust in princess nor in a son of man who cannot bring salvation. His breath goes out. He returns to the ground. On that very day, his thoughts perish. Wow. That's some hard-hitting stuff right there. Very hard-hitting stuff. Wow. Rate it. Absolutely rate it. So Donald Trump is almost at a 4 million independent vote lead. So he has got over 22 million votes now. Kamala Harris at 18.7. That gap is slowly getting larger and larger. It started out in the thousands when I started watching this stream, and now it is in the millions. So you can see how things are, how things are really kind of starting to progress really quickly. And usually both candidates in this election have a White House experience. Trump as a former president and Kamala as vice president. Yeah. This is where it gets interesting, right? Because obviously, based off of what I've seen, which again, I've only really followed it in the past few weeks, it's interesting to see, like, this is one of the first ever elections of this kind. The sheer scale of it, the sheer, just the power of it, and the sway that people have had in it, and the outcry for it. it's really interesting to see, and it seems like both candidates are good candidates for the role. So, you know, it seems like, at least from my opinion, I know everyone's got their political opinions, like no matter which way this sways, the country will be in safe hands. But I guess, again, it is down to the... Texas has just come in, ladies and gentlemen. Texas has just come in. Texas has been confirmed to turn Republican. So, well, that is absolutely enormous for Donald Trump. Texas has gone to Donald Trump, and as has North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming. This is absolutely huge for Donald Trump. Absolutely enormous, as he is now getting a lot of votes. So, you know, as of right now, this is how things are looking. It's really, really starting to, you know, Donald Trump swing into his favour, because, well, as we can see, things are moving quickly. 99 to 154 collaborative of all results live. Some haven't updated. Yeah, so as we take a little look on the screen right here, 30 points in favour of Kamala Harris and 154 now to Donald Trump, as he has just gone on to get himself 49 points. So he has got 40 points from Texas, 3 from Wyoming, 3 from South Dakota, and 3 from North Dakota. Very, very, very big stuff right there. That's, you know, we're definitely gonna start seeing a lot more of these come in now, especially as the polls are now shut and as the, you know, the counts are done and they're updated and announced. That is incredibly large for Donald Trump, though, of course. I mean, Texas was never in doubt, was it? And if we take a look at the 2020 election, you know, we're seeing a very similar pattern to what we saw last time out for Donald Trump. You know, everything is kind of marrying up. We're definitely starting to see a lot more movement in all of this stuff. So, of course, Maryland has gone to the Democrats, as has Vermont, as has Massachusetts. And we are also seeing, I know New York typically does go towards the Democrats, from what I believe. They're still going to be fighting for Pennsylvania. Nebraska polls have just closed. Kansas polls have just closed. Colorado's have just closed. New Mexico's are closed. Arizona and Utah are... Utah is still going until 10 p.m. So they've got another hour to cast their votes. Idaho has got until 11. Montana, 10 p.m. Oregon, Washington, California, and Nevada are all running until 11 p.m. Alaska as well are running until 1 a.m. So they've got a little bit of extra time on their hands to get their votes in. The media isn't given any credit. Media at its finest. Yeah, I know. As things stand, though, it's you know, it's definitely running in Donald Trump's favor. But like I say, this is just how things typically... This is how, if you were to ask me how I would think things would go, I probably would have mapped this out in the exact way that it's looking right now. It's no surprise that Texas, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Wyoming have gone to Donald Trump. But I'm sure in the next bout of votes to come in, we're probably going to see a lot of blue light up this eastern side of America, especially if the 2020 you know, votes are to be followed as well. Of course, like I say, I keep going back to it, but California is that big one. Whichever way that sways this time round is the way that, you know, things are going to go. But what are we feeling right now? Obviously, you know, with all of that stuff coming in, how are we feeling? Are we feeling good about it? Are we happy about the decisions that we made? Are we happy with the way that things are looking right now? Or are we are you kind of still on the fence, still thinking, yeah, this is still too early to tell? Let me know. Drop a comment. Don't forget, if you want to, you can always join me live on the video. You can join through the Zoom link that has been provided. And you can jump on a call and we can have a good chat about it. And, you know, you can tell me. You don't have to be on camera. You can just talk. or jump in the comments as well. Anyway, let's have a little look at what you know, the news and Twitter are saying, because of course Twitter is a very good place for this kind of news. I know a lot of people have got their things about Twitter, but it is really good. But let's have a look. I wish it wasn't all about Elon changing the bloody like button. Everyone just farming for likes. Let's have a look. Let's go to the homepage. Associated Press are clearly Cam fans. Current result is 99 to 120 versus Sky News is 30 to 154. Yeah, I'm noticing that there is a lot of changes. It has also been reported that Kamala Harris has won New Jersey. So New Jersey has gone in favour of Kamala Harris from the looks of things, which, you know, could definitely be a big win for Kamala, especially as they are reportedly looking, she's, you know, won it by 55% of votes. She got 926,000 votes compared to Donald Trump's 738,000. You know, that could become a very big deal for her in the long run, of course. Where are we looking? We want to be here. Oh no, that's right. Reset the map. Oh. I don't want the consensus. I want the polling map. Nope, I want. There we go. Nope. That's still predictions. Right. Associated Press, yeah. So the Associated Press, still that thing, isn't it? But we'll just have to wait and see on what happens as things progress. Obviously, moving forward, there's still a lot of time on our hands. You know, we're not through the fog yet. But it has also been reported that a lot more states are now swinging in. So you know, the results are coming in thick and fast now, ladies and gentlemen. So we have got ourselves Wyoming, of course, like I said. We've got, let's zoom out here. We've got Colorado also coming in. Right, this map here, isn't it? Yes. So we're looking pretty. Why has it done that? Right, here we go. So we've got Illinois going to Kamala Harris. We've got a lot of states swinging towards Kamala Harris right now. But of course, as well, like we say, a lot swinging towards Donald Trump. This one as well, of course, has gone in Donald Trump's favour, but it's one of those states where the votes are split. So, you know, that's quite the jump that we're looking at right now. So it's 3 votes in favour of Donald Trump, 2 going to the Democrats. That's how things are standing right this second. That's one hell of a big jump to make. But as we have a look over here, 5 on the Senate Republican, 4 for the Democrats. The major lead states going in favour of Donald Trump, 154 to 30. I think this stream might be a little bit behind from what I'm viewing, because as I'm seeing it now, the independent poll numbers are looking legitimate. But as things currently stand, Kamala Harris is looking to be on 95 overall points and Donald Trump on 194 overall points. Of course, edging over the halfway mark, well and truly, Donald Trump to the you know, evergreen 270 mark that they're all fighting for. I think we all know how Oregon will go. Well, based off of how things went last time, Oregon, excuse me, everybody. Where are we? Iowa, Minnesota. Bear with me. Sorry, everyone. Oregon. So last time out, Oregon was, of course, a Democrat Democrat win. So is that the way that you're predicting it to go this time, Teacher Damien? Is that how we're thinking that's going to swing this time? So Donald Trump now leading the individual votes by 3.3 million. 25.1 million votes in Donald Trump's favor compared to Kamala Harris's 21.3 million. Absolutely huge jumps right now. We're seeing a lot of movement quite quickly now. Yeah, it's definitely getting crazy. Trump showed a video at a rally. How many times did Kamala say Donald Trump? It's funny. Yeah, it's a good point being made. So, yeah, as things are currently standing, this was in 2020. This is how things were looking. And as of right this second, this is how things are looking for the 2024 election. Of course, we're seeing a lot of changes very quickly. You know, as the votes come in, we're going to be seeing a lot of changes. Again, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a long road ahead of us. Very long road. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see. Right, let's have a look over on Twitter again. So, as things go, we've got Donald Trump and Kamala Harris map and vote count. Currently, Trump is leading by 137 through to 99. So this is how the map is currently standing. This is a live updated map, of course. So we've got a lot of the states towards the mid region and the eastern region. It is looking like Pennsylvania could potentially go over to Kamala Harris, which of course is one of the huge swing states from Pennsylvania. You know, it's looking very, very spicy. And as we kind of take a little look through the news channels, you know, right now it's not been confirmed which way things have gone, but it has actually been confirmed that Delaware has gone to Kamala Harris.
Kind of an unfinished story here, obviously, in North Carolina. 41% of the vote in, and appears to be quite a tight race here in North Carolina. What do we know about Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania, we've been watching really closely because so far the Harris team has to like what it sees. Now, a lot of the vote has come in so far has been early. And as we've mentioned, early vote is not as big a story as it is elsewhere. But Harrisburg, as an example right now, that county, Donald Trump not getting anywhere near where he would need on the 538 benchmarks. And Kamala Harris, again, it's early. We'll see where it goes, running significantly ahead of where the previous Democrats have. You asked me a little bit earlier about Scranton and about
So from what it looks like, we could be looking at a Kamala Harris win over in Pennsylvania, which of course is absolutely huge as one of the big as one of the big swing states. It's looking rather spicy. I'm seeing a few things as well over in the comments. When do you think we'll know who will win? It's very, very difficult to know. Obviously there's a lot of things that can change very quickly. You know, we've got and it depends on when things finally wrap up with the vote. So the last polls close at 1 a.m. and that is over in Alaska, and that is at Eastern time. So for me here in the UK, that'll be 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is when the final votes close. So, you know, it'll just be when Alaska finish up their and everyone finishes up their stuff. So again, like I say, it's looking like Pennsylvania could potentially be swinging towards the the Democrats, which is pretty insane. How long are you on for? I got a call to make, but may jump on. And I'll behave. Natasha, don't you worry about behaving. I love a little bit of spice. I'm gonna be going through for as long as I can, as long as this can of Red Bull is gonna carry me. So I'll probably still be here when I wanna see this through until we get the results. 6 a.m. it's looking like it could be, but maybe later than that. So I've got a good few hours left on here. So, go and do what you got to do. Go and jump on your call. And I'm sure I'll still be here when you get back. But it's definitely looking like we could be looking at New York going to Kamala. We could be getting Pennsylvania going to Kamala. Michigan going to Kamala. A lot of the states in the mid-region of America going to Kamala Harris. We will definitely be seeing a lot of changes very quickly. Once again, guys, please do not forget that there is a Zoom link pinned at the top of the comments section. If you want to jump on a call, if you want to join me, you don't have to have your face on. You can just talk to me like it's a telephone call. Of course, it is going to come through the stream. But if you're unhappy about how things are going, if you're happy about how things are going, again, let me know. Hit me up. It's going to be an interesting old time. I'm very intrigued to see just how the feelings are over in the States, because for me here, it's very easy to sit here and say, wow, this is really cool. But for you guys, this is going to change your guys' future. So I'll be intrigued to see how things go. Right. Let's have a little look. So as things are currently standing, 23.2 million independent votes to Kamala Harris compared to Donald Trump's 25 million, I believe, or was that up to 26 now? He's, still in the lead in terms of independent votes. In terms of the House at this hour, Democrats are falling behind to the Republicans as they have gained one more. Donald Trump, of course, gaining those major regions. Thank you so much for the super chat, T. First super chat of the night, you absolute bloody legend. Thank you so much. Love the channel and appreciate the coverage on the Fiona Harvey paying my dues. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Really appreciate your support to the channel, so thank you. Yes, we've got 52.5% of voters going to Donald Trump. Of course, still very early days. A lot of the Republican, from what I've gathered, a lot of the Republican states do tend to close early doors, and then the Democrats tend to kind of lead up towards the end, especially as the voters close and the voting closes for the Democrats later in the evening. So, yeah, as we're looking at the Senate as well, we've seen a few changes as there are 6 Republican, there are 4 Democrats and 1 independent. I'm down for that. I got enough energy to keep you going, Natasha. That's what I need right now. I need that fire, I need that spice, I need that energy in my life right now. So let's make that happen whenever you want. Right, so as things are currently standing, of course, it's really heating up. It's really heating up. Really heating up. Yeah, I said that already, but yeah, it's really heating up. So if we have a look over at Pennsylvania, I'm intrigued to see Pennsylvania, of course, being one of the major swing states. I'm intrigued to see how that is going to go. Paul Rudd obviously being given out water over in Pennsylvania, which is very canny. Bless him. Pennsylvania, this is huge. I live in a very rural area and massive line of vehicles. Unprecedented here. Parking is an issue. Trump country, USA. 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 Early reports are showing that the Amish are turning out to unprecedented numbers to vote for President Trump in Pennsylvania. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Hey, Natasha, thank you so much for your super chat as well. You absolute bloody legend. Dead canny of ya. Thank you. Very, very kind. Won't be long. You take your time. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. It looks, from what I'm seeing, I want Trump to release UFO videos. So do I. That's why I've got aliens in my background. I want to. He said he will. Nah, he never will, I don't think. But anyway, it's so relaxing to not have a side in this. Me too, I agree. I'm enjoying sitting back and just watching it unfold. And not, it's like watching an it's like watching a football game where my team's not playing and I don't care who wins. I'm just along for the ride. That's me right now, living my best life. While everybody's arguing, rioting and whatnot, I'm just at the new guitar I'm going to get and chilling. Yes, love that. I hope that you get a nice new guitar for yourself. USA, USA, USA. Cargo jacket. If Trump wins, Fiona wins her lawsuit. I hope they vote wisely. Wow. Could you imagine that being the leverage for your vote? Like if Trump wins, then so does Fiona. Again, you know, just drop the Zoom link over in the comments section. So if you guys wanted to join the Zoom, you are more than welcome to. You know, jump on it. It's like a NASCAR race. It is. I don't care who wins. I'm just along for the ride. I'm here to watch some burnouts, some crash outs. You know, just see what happens over in the States as things unfold. You know, I think, of course, when we get the final results for Pennsylvania, it's going to be huge. Best thing about ADHD, get hooked and need a final answer. Me too. This, right, I don't know about you guys, bit of a caveat. With my ADHD, the only way for me to stay focused on absolutely anything is to have a stimulant. If I've got stimulants, then I'm mellow, I'm calm, I can chill out. Whereas if not, I'm all over the place, I'm scatty. Anyway, if we have a little look over at the independent polls once again, you know, we've got ourselves some Republicans for the governors, Republicans leading for the Senate tonight as well, at the time of recording, of course. We've got ourselves Donald Trump, of course, leading. Wow, we've got a lot of states coming in from the looks of it. Donald Trump jumping up to 168 points. So let's have a little look on our board, because let's have a look at the states that have now tuned in to drop their votes. Wow, we've got quite a few changes compared to last time. We've got, well, a hell of a lot of changes, actually. We've got quite a lot of changes. This is very, very interesting. I'm intrigued to see how things are going to pan out. But we've got Louisiana coming in with a Republican vote. We've got Arkansas coming in. We've got Missouri coming in. We've got Indiana coming in. Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama. Of course, we already knew about Florida and West Virginia, all going in favor of Republican. Fiona News, this is why I joined this channel. Yeah, I need to get back on top of stuff like that. It's been a little while. But as things stand, of course, you know, it's looking very red heavy over on the board. We've got a lot of states coming in. I've also seen that Georgia and Mississippi might also be swinging in the, well, definitely Mississippi. Georgia are yet to vote. And from the updates, it's looking like Illinois as well could be swinging towards a Republican win. But, of course, if we compare that to 2020, Illinois changing up. We've seen a bit of a shift. Illinois jumping from Democrat to Republican. That's pretty huge. Yeah, wow. That's pretty crazy. I did not expect that to be the case whatsoever. We've got, what else we got going on here? Yeah, wow. North Carolina are yet to vote, of course. It's looking like they could swing towards the Democrats from what I'm seeing. Early indications are showing that North Carolina might swing towards Democrats. That's, of course, not confirmed just yet. Not confirmed, but looking at the charts that I've got up on my screens right here, it's looking like we could be seeing Colorado and New Mexico is also swinging in favor of Kamala Harris. Her votes are very, very quickly creeping up. Of course, Colorado and New Mexico as well were in favor of the Democrats last time out. So it wouldn't be such a shock, horror, or surprise that we're going to be seeing that very, very soon. We're having a little look through. We're going to have a little switch through to see which way things could potentially swing, of course. So as things stand, though, it's looking like Donald Trump is leading by a hefty amount with 162 points. But what I'm going to do is I am going to be running the news because I am absolutely desperate for the toilet. So I'm just going to run and do that. I will leave you in the present hands of the news for the time being. And then as things kind of progress, we will, of course, we'll kind of, we'll take it from there. But yeah, it's definitely looking like we could be seeing quite a major, shape up in a lot of things as things go forwards. So, how do we feel about it? That's the question. But I'm gonna leave it in the capable hands of a lot of other people for the time being. Wait, let me get it up.
Actually edged out the
Here we
economy
go.
as
Right,
the
I'll be
number
right back,
one
everyone.
issue that
Don't you worry about
voters
me.
care about as they consider who to vote for, followed by the economy. Abortion, you see there in the middle with 14% of voters saying that. Immigration, which has been an issue that the Trump campaign has really leaned into, falling there at the fourth slot at 11%, and foreign policy at the end.
Wow. All right, Avery Harper, thank you so much. We'll talk through the night. Let's head to Arizona now, where we find ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. Elizabeth, you're in Phoenix, which is in Maricopa County, the most populous county in the state. The polls there have now closed. What can you tell us about early voting there so far?
So, Kara, it was record voting across the state of Arizona. And here in Maricopa County, now that the polls have closed, they will start to tabulate those ballots. About 60% of all of Arizona's ballots will be counted here. We asked the Secretary of State today how long he expects that process will take. He said this could take 10 to 13 days. So these results could still take some time, Kira. A reminder that President Biden just narrowly won this state by 10,000 votes back in 2020. That was the first time that a Democrat won Arizona since 1996. So this is expected to be a tight race, but we are hearing from an official from the Arizona GOP. They're optimistic about turnout today from Republicans. We're really going to be closely watching those independent voters here, Kira.
All right, Elizabeth Schulze there in Phoenix for us. Thank you so much. All right, so Avery, let's talk about the economy. It was interesting looking at how the various concerns for voters in the exit polls fanned out there. The economy clearly at the top there. I was actually surprised at how low immigration stood, considering all the coverage we've been doing on both of those issues for the past couple of weeks.
Right. We know that perceptions of the economy have been something that have been driving folks to head to the polls. And when you look at this exit poll data, preliminary exit poll data that we're seeing, you see that 32% say the condition of the economy is excellent or good, and 67% say not so good or poor. And that is something that the Trump campaign has been leaning into.
Avery, thank you. I'm Kira Phillips. Stay with ABC News. Our team is bringing you election results all throughout the night. And this just in. Go ahead and New York for Harris. Okay, they're projected by ABC News. There you go. News happening by the second. Stay with us. We'll continue to bring you all the latest results throughout the night.
Luke Bryan, Peyton Manning, and Lainey Wilson host the CMA Awards live, ABC November 20th.
Guess who's back? Back again. It is me. I am back. I've been for a wee. There you go. There's a little rhyme for you guys. How are you doing? Oh, hope I haven't missed too much. Did I miss anything? I've been kind of keeping up to date. It's looking like the map's looking a bit spicy right now. It looks like there's been a lot of developments while I was gone. Have you read the letters between the Law Society and Laura Ray and Fiona for her blackmailing? I've heard about this. You sent that to me, Teacher Damien. I'm glad living in England. Elections were so much less stressful. I know. You're telling me. We don't like news, Ben. It's all fake. That's why we're here watching you, lol. Get yourself hot toddy. Yeah, I was as quick as I could. I didn't want to leave you in the hands of ABC News. I don't trust them with you guys. I trust me with you guys, but I don't trust them with you guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, I'm gonna switch it back up though. I'm gonna put you back with them for literally just. Well, actually, I'm gonna put you on a chart that's gonna run round because I need to swap out some camera batteries really quickly, and then we're gonna see how things are rolling. So here we are. These are the current votes, of course, and I will be back in 2 seconds. There we go. Right, we're back. Here we go. So, do not forget, if you want to jump on a call, you absolutely are more than welcome to. You can jump on through the link pinned in the description. You know, if you want to call in, you are more than welcome to. Be sure to, join in. I would love to hear from you guys live. I would love to hear from you guys raw. You know, I wanna know the feeling over in America right now. You know, who's gonna win? Trump, Harris. I'm butchering this name. I'm so sorry. Jedediah, Carrick. I'm so sorry. Thanks for the props, man. I really appreciate it. Joe Rita, what is the feeling over in North Carolina right now? Is it swinging? What way are we looking? Because I know it was Republican last time, so where could we... Wait, hang on. Have we just had an update to this while I was gone? Yeah, it looks like we did. So North Carolina has officially gone to the Republicans. And we have seen a lot of things. Wow, we've seen quite a few changes. This is this is pretty crazy. This could be pretty big because, of course, well, North Carolina last time out was Republican. We're you know, seeing it. It's looking very similar to how things panned out the last time round. You know, definitely a lot of changes. Nope, not a lot of changes. Sorry, apologies there. But we've also got where are we looking? Colorado, Wisconsin, of course, swinging in that direction as well. We've got, let's have a look over here. We've got Virginia going to the Democrats as well. So we've got Virginia over here who have gone to the Democrats. Very interesting. There, Pennsylvania yet to still make up their mind. You know, well, not make up their mind, but, you know, the votes are still yet to come in. But it is looking like we could be seeing, from what I'm seeing, a potential Republican win, which could be quite shocking. It's currently 62 points to Kamala Harris, whereas it is 168 points to Donald Trump as things stand. Big changes are happening very quickly as the results are starting to come in quite thick and fast now. In the next 25 minutes, we could potentially be looking at some more results coming in as well as more polling stations and more places close their polls. Yeah, this could get really spicy really quickly. We could be in for a quite an upset turn actually, especially when we take a little look over on here. So just bear with it 1 second. But as we take a little look, 52% of the independent votes are for Donald Trump, 46.7% in favor of Kamala Harris, almost 28.5 million for Kamala, 31.7 for Donald Trump. Of course, he is still leading the way. He has been leading the way the entire evening. Governor's report for tonight: Republicans 4, Democrats 2, and there are still 5 that are uncalled at this current time. Republicans 6, Democrats 5 in terms of the Senate. And uncalled are 22. But as we look here again, like I say, 168 points in favor of Donald Trump, 62 in favor of Kamala Harris. It's we're starting to really see quite a big change. But as we look through the independent polls right here, we can see we've got Philadelphia, which is around, I want to say, this area right here. It's looking like a big toss-up right now. It's looking like it's very difficult to know which way Philadelphia is truly going to go, which is making me kind of excited, because that's the big one, isn't it? If you want any of them, you're gonna want Philadelphia. And as things are currently standing, oh, is my stream like bugging out a bit there? Sorry guys. As things are currently standing, Pennsylvania is in 54% for Kamala Harris. 45% of votes are going to Donald Trump. Of course, we are yet to get all of the results, but as things currently stand, 1.77 million are 1.077 million are in favor for Kamala Harris. So it is looking like we could be seeing a potential jump for Kamala. But I have actually got someone join me on the Zoom call. Absolutely excited for this. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to make sure that you guys can hear it. But it's looking like we've got Steve. Steve, how are we doing? Are you okay?
Hey Ben, how are you?
Hello. You are live with us right now, so please be respectful. But whereabouts are you from?
Bucks County, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia.
Wow.
Love your show, love your channels.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. So Philadelphia, we've just been talking about Philadelphia. Of course, it's obviously one of the bigger swing states. Everyone's excited to kind of see where that's going to go.
Yeah, it's been crazy here, Ben. We grew up here, and lots of college students I saw in Temple University, Drexel University, which is, universities out here in Philadelphia. Lots of students lined up, lots of excitement. Good news is everyone's been good to each other, so yeah.
Fantastic.
We're excited to see the results.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to hear everyone's been good to each other. That's, of course, what you what we want to be hearing. And which, like I say, it's looking like right now it's going to be going in the favor of the Democrats. Just from the current pollings, just from the results that we've had come in, it's not been confirmed as of yet. But what's the feeling out there? Is it pro Democrats at the moment? Are we looking at pro Trump, or is it a bit of a hung jury?
I think Philadelphia here mostly. I think it's Harris, but outside in the suburbs and in this area, I see a lot of Trump supporters. If you drive down the city and you drive down the suburbs, you see lots of Trump signs and you see Harris signs. But yeah, I think it's a little still early because a lot of the votes aren't in. How many votes are in, Ben? Do we know?
So as of right now, as of us talking at this current time, it is looking like we have got 1 million votes, or just over 1 million votes, in favor of Kamala Harris. We've got 958,000 in favor of Donald Trump, and the rest are for the other contenders as well. So it's looking like it could be a lot in favor for Kamala.
Yeah, well, we'll see tonight. We'll see what happens. I think everyone here is excited. I think a lot of us are excited for it to be over, to tell you the truth.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
But love your show. I encourage anyone else, call in. It's really fun. But I'll keep watching the rest of the night until there's a president, Ben.
Amazing. Thank you so much for calling in. Thanks for chatting with me, and it's good to get some real life feelings about what's going on. Thank you so much.
Yep. Take care, Ben.
Amazing. Take care. Right, there you go. So we've heard it from someone from Philadelphia, right? The feelings right now, that's crazy. You know, it's exciting to see how things are panning out. You know, it's crazy that like how things are just swinging around, and like I say, the polls are close. The polls are very close. Let's take a look back at it. We've got ourselves with it's just right here. So if we hit the little refresh button right now, Philadelphia. So 1.15 million votes in favor of Kamala Harris, and 1.05 million in favor of Donald Trump. So this is getting ever so close, which means, of course, this is not over. It is not over until we say it is over. People in the in the chat saying cheers, Steve, for calling in. Thank you so much. So, you know, thank you again, Steve, for calling in. It's great. It's fantastic to have people calling in and talking about it live. It's good to get some interaction going. So yeah, I mean, we can look at it again now. 47% in favor of Donald Trump, 52 for Kamala, only 5% in it. That is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, is it? You know, there's a lot that can change in, you know, in the time. And we can see here already from the different counties, there's still a lot of counties to go. We're seeing a lot of red popping up. You know, it's going to be very interesting to watch how Pennsylvania develops over the next, you know, half an hour to an hour potentially, until we get the results in for Pennsylvania. I like Trump dancing on YMCA. Yeah, you know, he's bought the old golf club out to his dance now as well. So you've got to love that. You've got to respect it. People are saying thank you again, Steve, for calling in. Everyone's excited that Steve jumped on the call there. Again, if you want to I seen Donald Trump dancing like that. Yeah, it's great. I was imagining if our UK election campaigns running the way they do in America, they could get really invested and emotional about it. I would love it, right? I would love it. This, to me, again, is like a football match where my team that I support is not currently playing, right? I'm just watching it unfold, and I'm just sat back. Whoever wins, wins, and I'm just enjoying the ride and watching everything unfold. It's great fun. He just doesn't give an F, does he? Who, Donald Trump? No, he doesn't. From what I've seen, he doesn't seem to care. But sometimes you got to like that in someone. That little bit of charisma. He's got a lot of charisma. Yeah, definitely some fun stuff to be coming into. So let's have a little look. Right, so as things are currently standing, we are seeing big changes for a lot of people. Again, the votes are coming in thick and fast. We've seen more states. So New York is now officially confirmed to be a Democrat state. It is 100% confirmed that New York, with its 28 polling votes, is in favor of the Democrats, which of course gives Kamala Harris a huge bump. Very huge bump. Of course, 28 points is very big in this one. I don't think it was in doubt that Kamala Harris was going to get New York. As history's gone on, we can see from 2020, not much has changed there. We're not really seeing too much change. Nothing really drastic has happened yet where I'm like, whoa, that's a big change. You know, we're seeing kind of the same forecast as what we saw back in 2020. Of course, right here, this is 3-2 now on the split votes, whereas back in 2020 it was actually a 4-1 split vote in favor of the of the Republicans. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see how things move forward. Of course, this northeastern side of America is definitely you know, Democratic through and through. But as we can see here, Donald Trump now surpassing well over 32 million independent votes. Kamala Harris getting 29 million independent votes, which is pretty substantial numbers. You know, they are... Kamala Harris is not letting this lead slip. You know, Donald Trump might be taking the lead thus far, but we, like I say, you know, if we take a look at the 2020 presidential election, the states that typically go for Republican, you know, Democrats are still yet to be called. So right now it does look like Donald Trump is in the lead. But of course, the majority of the states that would vote for Donald Trump have voted for Donald Trump. But again, we can see some big changes going on as we see the areas through the middle here starting to go through for Donald Trump. We've got Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, all going in favor of Donald Trump. And as of right now, you know, the polls are looking pretty close. It's being reported that Donald Trump is now well over 210 votes, which of course is only 60 votes away from the 270 required to win. That is pretty substantial. So he is edging ever closer. But like I say, we are still yet to see some of the big Republican, some of the big Democratic regions to come in. California, of course, with that huge 55 points. You know, Washington with a huge 12 points. Arizona with a huge 11 points. Colorado, 9 huge points. Nevada, 6 points. All of these very, very big states are still yet to have their votes cast and numbered and counted. So, although this is looking very red right now, this can flip on its head as quickly as we got here. It is not over until I say it is over, ladies and gentlemen. It's very exciting to watch. I'm actually having the absolute time of my life right now. This is like sports, but on steroids. I should be a sports commentator. I really should be. Right, I've been neglecting the chat. Let's see what's been said. That's why me and my missus just love him. He just doesn't give an F, and he will ring Putin saying stop now war and so on and bring Trump back. I mean, it's an interesting point. I mean, I won't touch upon what's going on in Russia and Ukraine because it's, of course, a very sensitive topic. It's been going on for a very long time now. But I have always wondered, would it have gone this way if Trump were in charge? I don't think it would have, but that's just my personal opinions, of course. But anyway, moving forward. A lot more rural states seem to be red. Yes, you definitely agree. I agree with you there. A lot more of the rural states, of course, the big cities. I'm thinking New York, California, Washington. You know, typically swing in the direction of Democrats. So the big cities and stuff like this. I think Natasha is downloading Zoom. Come on, Natasha. Get in there. Let's get on Zoom together. I saw a NASCAR race. Ryan Blaney lost to Tyler Riddick. I've never watched NASCAR. Actually, I have watched NASCAR. But it's like, I've never really I don't know who you're talking about. But, sounds great. I'd love to live in the USA, but I'm from the UK and I don't think I could handle the madness of the place. Do you know what I would miss from the UK? Is the NHS. That's the one thing that would stop me from wanting to live in the States. That's the only thing. Like, I feel like everything over in the States is just much bigger, much better. The weather's obviously so much nicer, but You can't beat the NHS. That's just my opinion on it. No, not I'm with you 100%. Nice. Here we go. Right, the poll is looking very spicy. 124 votes. 60% of people think Donald Trump is going to win. Kamala Harris, 40%. It's it's definitely fluctuating. She gets closer, she gets further, she gets closer, she gets further. But what has remained consistent throughout the entirety of this is Donald Trump's lead. And it, as you know, that's a story that rings true in the real world as well, with the real life politics that's going on. As you know, we're looking saucy. We're looking saucy. I lived in Denver for 6 months. There is no banter. See, you need a bit of banter. You need a bit of banter to live. I would also miss the British humour. I think, you know, not that I don't think Americans are funny, but I just think the sarcasm and like the close to the bone comedy, that's what makes me proud to be British. I can absolutely rinse someone and they will not get offended, and that's just like, I love it. U-Tops, hello, how are you? It's been a long time since I've seen you, U-Tops. I hope that you're okay. UK is full of banter. Yes, you if you get ripped apart, it's a compliment over in the UK. Yeah, I love the NHS, but struggling with them at the moment. They seem so busy. Yeah, they are busy. They're bogged down, bless them. But hopefully, you know, things can change for them. But right, looking over on the graphs over here as well. This is, of course, is getting very heated. Harris reportedly 81 points. I think this is lagging behind, because from what I'm seeing, Harris is actually at 105 points and Donald Trump is no longer on 168. He's actually on 210. But this is what I'm interested in. This gives us a regional, you know, kind of county by county breakdown of all of the counties. Obviously, we're seeing big seas of red, especially down in that Texas region. But I'm looking in New Mexico. I'm seeing quite a bit of blue. Colorado, of course, has already gone to the Democrats. I'm intrigued to see how things span out up and around these areas, because this is where the big points are, and this is what can really turn this election on its head. The entirety of this can flip in an instant, you know. So I would struggle with the portion sizes in America. Yeah, the portion sizes are huge. My dad went to America because he works for an airline company, and he said he ordered some small onion rings, and he got about 20 onion rings that were about this big. And I was like, wow, that's bigger than like a plate of food at home in the UK. Anyway, U-Tops is doing well. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, U-Tops. I really, really am. It's been a long time since I've seen you, so it's lovely to see you. Trump showed a video of illegal immigrants doing naughty and horrible things to people in America. It's pretty sad. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I can't comment on, unfortunately. You know, I haven't seen it. I don't understand the context of it, so I won't comment on it. But I can understand how that might, you know, sway opinions on the votes. So U-Top's putting in some potential guesses. I'm going to guess 52.4% for Trump. So you're thinking a very slim majority win for Donald Trump. Very interesting. If I lived in the US, I'd be a very big deal with all them large portion sizes. It's silly. I know it is pretty crazy over in the US, but such is life, and that's where we're at, I suppose. But I'm looking at the boards now. It's not looking like too much has been updated in the last on the last things. But let's have a little scan through this one right here as things progress. It's definitely going to be close. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be one of the closest elections. You know, by this point, usually we're like, yeah, this is definitely going in the favour of a certain particular way. This time, though, it's not even a runaway. Like, even looking at the numbers right there, there's only almost 4 million votes individually in it. And we, again, are yet to see where California is sitting. So let's have a look at California as things currently stand. Yeah, we've got no data so far for California. I'd be intrigued to see where, you know, how our boy Steve is doing over in Pennsylvania. Of course, you know, wow, this has changed up real quick. I told you, these things go from, you know, they flip on their heads incredibly quick. And incredibly quick, they have flipped. So Kamala Harris has now dropped to 50% in favour. And the polls are getting closer. There is only 34,000 votes in it right now. Only 34,000. Donald Trump is only behind by 1%. Only by 34,000 votes. Now it has dropped down to, well, no, he's gone up to 40,000 votes. So, you know, this is going to be a race to the very, very end. This is probably going to be the closest vote that we're going to see the entire evening, ladies and gentlemen, because, of course, Pennsylvania, the biggest swing state in the United States. Everyone wants this right now. Donald Trump pulling out all stops to try and make this happen, doing last-minute radio calls to try and get any potential votes. And as things stand, there is only a percentage, literally a percentage in it. Democrats, Republicans. Democrats are currently leading by 1%, ladies and gentlemen. That is insane. Think I'm going to have to put you on the big screen, Ben, doing my head in on my phone. Right, well, I hope that all works out for you. Saw Elon Musk wearing a MAGA at Butler, Pennsylvania. But he said, not just MAGA, I dark MAGA. Yeah, Elon Musk is a through and through Trump supporter, isn't he? So that's not surprising right there. As things stand, though, again, we are seeing some immense changes very, very quickly. It is getting incredibly spicy. You know, if we jump back into Pennsylvania, yeah, but Kamala Harris, only 20,000 votes in it, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very close. Oh, wow, you can even see there is less than a percentage in it right now. That is how close this is. If they decided that this were cage matches, it'd probably be less painful and brutal. I know, you're telling me. I'm on the edge of my seat right now, wondering where the fuck is this going to go? Because I'm watching this, like, it's like we're in the 90th minute of a football match, right? We're on 5+ minutes of injury time, and it's like 2-1, and your team's winning 2-1, right? Not that I'm like supporting Kamala Harris or anything, but you know, like one team in particular is winning 2-1, and like the team have just got a penalty, right, against, and they could make it 2-2, and then that could take it into extra time, and you never know which way that's going to go. That's where we're at. The ball is on the penalty spot, ladies and gentlemen. The ball is on the penalty spot, and the goalkeeper spat on his gloves. He's given them a rub. He's getting prepared to save this penalty, and the penalty taker, being Donald Trump, in his head is stepping up to the ball, and he's wondering, where am I going to put this to get this in the goal, to do this for my team right now? That is, if you want the way that things are going in football terms, that's the way things are going in football terms, ladies and gentlemen, because look at this. There is now, wow, that has just dropped significantly, 49.6% in favour of Kamala Harris. 49 point. We are 0.5%, half a percentage difference, half a percentage before this Pennsylvania goes in favour of bloody Republicans, right? This is squeaky bum time. We are now, there are only there is less than 1,000 votes in it. 900 votes. 900 votes. 900 votes, ladies and gentlemen. That is all that is in it right now. Donald Trump could be looking for a shock upset. I should have been a sports commentator. I'm not being funny. Like, I'm so up a height right now. Oh, Kamala Harris has gone away again. She's gone away with it. She's gone away with the lead right now. I'm not from the US, right? But like Onyx is saying in the chat, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on my sweater already. It's mum's spaghetti. I'm nervous, right now, because 50% to Kamala Harris. There's now 30,000 votes between it. Considering we were 900 votes in it, a lot of votes have just suddenly shot off for Kamala Harris, and she has a bit of breathing room once again. The penalty was missed, but we're only in the first minute of injury time. This is some crazy stuff. It's crazy. It is bloody crazy. I'm getting reports, by the way, that it's pretty insane over in the States. I've got people texting me from the States, and they are telling me that it's pretty insane because people are throwing up, people are fainting. It's pretty bad over there. But let's get back. Look at this. 0.5% back in it for Kamala Harris, right? Let's put this back into football terms, right? We're in the second minute of injury time, 90th minute to take your team to extra time. Your team's losing 2-1. Donald Trump puts the ball down on the penalty spot, right? All he has to do is net the ball. The keeper's there, spitting on his gloves once again. He's ready to try and make this save. And Donald Trump, my lord, look at this. There are only literally 4,000 votes in it. This is squeaky bum time. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. This is absolutely crazy. I don't even live in the US, and my palms are sweaty, my knees are weak, and my arms are heavy. I am nervous for what is going on. This is crazy. This is crazy stuff. 0.5% in it, guys. 0.5%. 2,000 votes is all that is in it for Pennsylvania right now. I'm invested in Pennsylvania, but my lord, like, oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Right. Oh, see you later, U-Tops. Thanks for joining. I'm a liberal. Also, we got a Democrat in the chat. Nice. Lovely to see you. It's actually best if Trump wins this vote. Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. What's your reasoning? Nobody ever liked or voted for Kamala, and no one why she's the best position to begin with. Bish is a puppet. Wow. Didn't think I'd hear that from a liberal. Interesting. I mean, if you want to jump on a call to talk about your, I mean, I won't lie, these are hot takes right now. These are some hot takes. Very, very interested to hear about your points of view. So if you wanted to jump on a call, you don't have to use your face, just like Steve did from Pennsylvania. You don't have to use your face. You can just jump on the call. You're more than welcome to. I'm just going to check it to make sure that we've got no one waiting in the call room, because wait, I've got someone waiting. I didn't even realise. Hello, how are ya?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Well, yes, I can.
Awesome.
Maybe.
So we've got Tasha. I'm assuming it's Tasha and not Tasha.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's
awesome.
Fine. Only Natasha if I'm in trouble.
Fair enough. And I'm hearing a UK accent. Are you from the UK?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm Welsh.
You're Welsh. There you go. So
yeah, Welsh.
What's your take on everything right now? Obviously, it's getting spicy.
It is getting spicy, and you know what? Trump was in power before. Biden took over. He tripped on his own words, quite literally. Tripped up the stairs and on his own words. Let's be fair.
He did.
And now you got Kamala, and I think her only followers are the Diddy camp. But you know, that's another story. I'm going to mute on that tonight. But I have emailed you tonight or yesterday, with a little proposition. There is something in the email, so I can get access to all court reports. And I think you would actually do so well. We've done it with Fiona.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely jump on that and have a look at that.
And
That'd
I
be
know
really
you like,
interesting.
I know you like to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yep.
To
That's
not get
me.
in trouble. I've been following you for months.
Oh, thank you very much.
Amazing.
I appreciate your help and your support, and thanks for jumping on and chatting.
But yeah, tonight I'm kind of like stuck because I've got a friend in America who's like Kamala.
Right.
I'm like, we need a Diddy. Not Diddy. Fucking hell, we don't need. Sorry. We need a Trump in the UK. The closest we've got is Farage getting milkshakes thrown in his face, not taking a bullet for us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that whole bullet scenario is like literally pushing him up the ranks a little bit.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
all fairness, to still
100%,
stand on that stage, and give his all with everything considered. That's
Yep.
what you want.
You got to respect it. I mean, I know there was a couple of other attempts on his life as well. Obviously, the one on his stage
Yeah,
on the stage was
exactly.
crazy, but you know, got to respect it. You've got to respect
The
it.
other attempt that was made also stood up in court and exposed Diddy as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, there is a link there.
Yeah, very true. Very
But,
true.
yeah.
We've got people in the comments saying we
Like I
defo
said-
don't need a Diddy. We defo don't need a Diddy.
We definitely don't need a Diddy. There's enough diddlers out there.
Yeah, there are enough diddlers. Yeah, you're not.
There's no filter with me. I do apologise. This is
Oh
why
no,
I
like
can't
it. I like a bit of edgy talk. To be fair, so it means that we're on the right lines. I love it.
That's okay then.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Like I said, I'll keep you going till 6. It's fine.
Yes.
We've got enough energy for the both of us.
Awesome. That's great. That's exactly what I need. That's exactly what we need in this. But
it's mad because the media are presenting it so differently. It's like you've got one media channel like saying, "Oh yeah, Trump's winning," the others like Kamala's up to Trump and catching up, and it's like I tried having a conversation with my son about the media the other day, and he didn't believe me. And I think tonight is just like completely blown it out of the water.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, I've spoken to a few people in the States, and they've stated that you know, NBC and stuff like that is predominantly Kamala, from what I'm hearing. And they just have bias towards her, so they'll just show everything Kamala.
Completely.
And
at the moment as it stands on Sky News, is Kamala 81, Trump 201.
Yes.
I know I've seen Harris or Kamala at 99 earlier. So, you know, in the UK, it's predominantly Trump orientated media.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And then all the other avenues are like Kamala's coming back. She's like, you know, she's catching up, and it's like, but she's not.
No, you're right.
Actually not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, I think we're very, very early doors, of course. I mean, like I say, I know I keep talking about California and stuff like that. Obviously, that's a huge one. And in the past, they've gone to the Democrats. But I'll be intrigued to see how it pans out, because obviously this is a very different election to anything that's happened in the past.
Yeah.
And I think this is far from typical what we're seeing. So I'm like, I never thought I'd be invested.
Female.
Sorry,
it's male female. It's male female, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you've got a male up against a female. And let's not forget what Trump's just been up in court for himself.
Yeah, true.
You know? But then you've got a female that could potentially be involved with a massive case. So it's kind of like a female v male battle.
Yeah, it definitely is. I completely agree with what you're saying.
And I know that Kamala is for, you know, I think the thing that would tip it for her is pro-abortion rights in many states. I think that's what she's holding on to get the female voters.
Yes, I agree.
But in a very diplomatic way, a lot of males will be against that in no uncertain terms, because it's like, well, you know, if she does it, I haven't got a say in it. So it counteracts itself a little bit.
Yeah, I completely agree. And
As a bigger picture, I think.
yeah, I think you're bang on with what you're saying. It definitely seems as if you know, that's
Using that one thing.
yeah,
To get
yeah,
over it.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about, from what I've seen anyway, about the immigration laws and stuff like this being tighter, which of course I think is something that Donald Trump's endorsed.
I think the UK can relate to that though, because what's coming out or we're silenced for, i.e. Tommy Robinson, who's been locked up for not exposing his, whatever. But I think what we're silenced upon and made to feel bad for speaking out against, Trump is the one that supports that.
Yeah.
And it's like, our country is our country. We'll keep it our country and we'll keep it born and bred. And I think UK needs to take a little bit of a sort of leaf out of that book.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Completely respect that opinion there.
I'm not against immigration whatsoever. They bring so much to the country. But do it legally.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think that's completely fair points to be making, and you're you're putting it in a respectful way, which is completely like the way to go about it. It's because I know a lot of people will agree with what you're saying, but won't say it in such a fair way.
Of course.
You know?
I'm very, very careful the way I sort of put it across. But
yeah, and I think that's probably the best way to go about it, because it's. I think it's a topic that a lot of people agree with, and it's a topic that a lot of people are trying to get changes for, and that's why they're voting for who they're voting for, because the promises have been made. So now the promises need to be followed through, kind of thing,
Yeah, and like I said, he took a bullet for his country.
Yeah.
Farage for reform is just taking a milkshake. A McDonald's America word at that. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
Farage is over in America supporting Trump right now. So we got to give him that.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely bang on with what you're saying. It's, there's a lot that's obviously gone on the build up, which really is just, I mean, I've got people from America who I'm friends with who have been sending me messages and stuff, being like, people are fainting and throwing up over this because they're just so nervous about which way things are going to go. And it's crazy because you don't get that in the UK. This is, it's such a big spectacle,
Yeah, it's so new to us because no one that is actually up for sort of, Prime Minister actually fights as hard as these people do.
Yeah.
So we don't have all these rallies for months and months leading up to the event. There's no sort of like focus on it. We're just asked to go vote and that's it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, and
we're not actually given the full story either. So it's like bits and pieces. Oh, we'll do better at this and we'll do better at that. But we're not going to give you what we actually want to do until we're voted in. You're always given half the story.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always the way that it goes, isn't it?
Completely.
It's, lewd promises and, mouth music.
Yeah, always.
But
my son, he is absolutely gone above my head, and for his A levels, he's taken politics, law, history, and geography.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's got a one up on me. I'm just like, I've lived this life for 36 years, mate. Please don't come at me with your politics.
Yeah.
Your opinions, because you are me. Therefore, give it a few more years, and you will have a different opinion to what you have right now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, a lot of people are
you need to live that life to be able to see the truth.
Yeah, very true. You've got to take
at the moment he believes in mainstream media and laughs because I watch YouTube and conspiracies. I'm like, nah, mate. Mainstream is literally mainstream. What you need to hear, what you want to hear, and that's that.
Yep. I think that's really true. I think, especially with Elon Musk taking over Twitter, of course, he's completely changed Twitter to be, non-filtered and
Yeah, I love that.
You know, like he of course has had his own political bias, but he's not forced Twitter to be that way. He's kind of made Twitter a place where, you know, what people want to post is what they can post.
Yeah, there's no filter. There's no sort of manipulation of what content goes out there.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I agree. I think that's one of the positive changes that he did make for Twitter, for sure.
Yeah, there needs to be more platforms like that, because I think Google filters a lot as well.
They do. As you know, I guess like I am technically an employee of Google, with this being my job, and they do filter a hell of a lot. It's very difficult to you know, when that Trump situation happened, with him getting shot, any videos that were being put out about it were being filtered because, of course, it was like graphic content, or that's what it was deemed to be.
Completely.
Even though you couldn't really see anything, but I understand they've got to kind of keep their advertisers happy, and I guess it's quite a difficult realm to work in. But, you know, I think Elon Musk has shown that it is possible with Twitter, and I hope that one day we can see a bit more of a balance on all platforms, you know?
Yeah, I hope so. I think everyone needs their voice. At the end of the day, we all vote for freedom of speech. And the fact that Trump is backing Elon Musk, that gives people a platform for freedom of speech, is massive in itself.
Yeah.
No filter.
Yeah, I think you're bang on. Definitely think you're bang on with that opinion right there. And it looks like a lot of people are agreeing with you in the comments as well. Kind of.
I know, I'm just trying to see the comments on my other phone just so that I actually catch up.
No, yeah, people are kind of agreeing with a lot of things that you're saying. I think you're speaking a lot of truth, and you're saying a lot of things that people are agreeing with you on.
The thing is, I don't speak truth from just being like, oh, I've looked at this and I've looked at that and this is my truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, I've looked at this, I've looked at this, I've looked at this, and this is the conclusion I've come to.
Right, yeah, and that's a great way of going about it, you know, like
unbiased sort of account on all accounts. And I said to my son earlier, I was like, I'm going live on YouTube later, and he was like, Mum, don't. I'm like, just because you don't agree with my opinion, F off. And if you say no, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like, you know,
always the way. You tell me no, I'm gonna go do it anyway.
Yeah, fair play to you. You gotta do what you want to do. You know, like you rock it. You do that.
I'm doing me.
Yes, that's all you can do. No one can stop you.
But I'm looking at Sky News right now. I think Trump is absolutely smashing it at 207 to 91 Harris.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the charts now, and he's just won Ohio and Mississippi from the looks of it. So you know, that's quite a few.
He's won Kansas as well, and Harris has won Colorado.
Yes, and he's also taken Montana.
Yeah, and apparently there's a bomb threat that appears to have been originated from a Russian email domain.
Oh, well, that was inevitable.
Of course there's going to be a bomb threat from Russia. Yeah. Trump sort of like said if he comes into power, he's going to quash the Supreme War. You know, of course that's going to come.
Yeah, yeah.
Russians don't like the Americans taking words out of their own mouths, you know?
Yeah. Oh, we've just had it in as well from someone who is living in Iowa in the comments. Heather, she stated that Trump has just won Iowa as well. So that's another 6 points on the board.
Brilliant. Isn't that one of the
Trump?
The states that they needed? Swing states. Is that one of the swing states?
I think Iowa is one of the swing states.
Yeah, I think it's one of the swing states.
So,
I think
and looking at Pennsylvania again, Donald Trump is leading now in Pennsylvania by over 100,000 votes.
Brilliant. So I hate to say it, but I actually do like him. He's comedy. He's not getting all the celebs in to back him because they've got a following. He's not using music and other people's statuses just to get a status quo. He's just doing it with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's letting himself speak for himself, and I think, I know a lot of
He
celebrities.
doesn't need all the bells and sort of tinsel around him. He just says what he says. Some people hate him, but he's protecting his country. Standard. That's it.
Yeah, and it's looking like Nebraska as well, who are usually one of the split states.
States, yeah.
They are, well, they're currently obviously split, but it looks like they could be going in a majority favour for Harris, from the looks of it. So that'll be, I think, 3 points to Harris, 2 to Trump.
Nebraska's not on one of the swing states, though.
No, I think they're one of the split states where they get, like, you know how is it Colorado gets? No, it's not Colorado, is it? It's
there's states that are predictable, so there's swing states, and it comes down to 7 of them. I think it's Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, Michigan, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Nevada. They're ones that can swing either way.
Yes.
Which I think they rely on.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because obviously they do rely on them because it's unpredictable, and it's like the points that they need. Because I think Pennsylvania last time went to Biden, which was like a huge boost in him winning eventually.
Yeah. Even my son, who's like, bear in mind, he's only 17, and he turned around and said, every question that Kamala gets asked, she hasn't really got an answer. She's like Biden, she's speechless. She doesn't really answer any questions. Anything that's put to her, she just beats around the bush. She goes around in circles and doesn't answer the question specifically.
Yeah.
And I think that's where she's going to trip up ultimately.
Yeah, I think that could be where things get a bit sticky for her, because I mean,
you want someone that's outspoken that can give you a definitive answer when you ask a question, and that's it.
Yeah.
Whether you like the answer or not, you ask a question, you get an answer. Simple.
Yeah, I think that's what's important, and I'm looking at the maps right now, and it is crazy how red it's going. It's lighting up like a Christmas tree. Donald Trump now 5.5 million individual votes ahead of Kamala. It's
the expectation that there was going to be a red dominance from top left to bottom right of of the map. It was going to be a straight down the middle from left to right.
Yeah.
And that was the prediction. But he just seems to be flashing red everywhere. Literally, it's red, 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 red.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, looking at the way that things went last election,
as it stands, he only needs 63 votes to win.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets California, he's won, practically.
Yeah.
Like, it would be impossible at that point unless Kamala gets everything else for her to win. But I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I'm not American, but from the looks of it, a lot of the rural areas of America vote Republican, and it seems like the bigger cities vote for Democrats.
It's a bit like that in Wales, though.
Say that again, sorry.
It's a bit like that in Wales, because a lot of the east of Wales and the west and the north of Wales all vote Green Party. And then you've got like the south, the mid Wales, all vote Labour. You know what I mean? It's always depending on the country. And I think that's where our voting system is behind. Because the people that are winning, generally, in the area, get the win and get a seat.
Yeah.
Much like, our government. But you look at Reform's sort of stats in comparison to sort of Conservative, Labour and Lib Dems, they actually came above in votes in the majority of areas, yet they had a couple of seats.
Yeah, very true.
I think our voting system needs to be shaken up a little bit. because the voices aren't being heard. I think that's just UK in general, where I feel like America have got it right. You know, they do, but then they are a much, much, much bigger country than we are.
Definitely.
But their votes count. Ours don't. You know, you could have a majority vote in your region, yet it's still not going to count towards the government because you're such a small part. Whereas America is so big, each area has got the right sort of census to vote for major government as opposed to us.
Yeah.
This stats add. Ours just don't add up. But
no, yeah, I see. I get what you're saying, and I see what you're getting at, and it makes sense. It does make sense. I think there's a lot of things that America does that we could take a leaf out of, especially when it comes to I don't really follow UK politics that much. I mean, it's a bit like meh in my opinion, but there's no denying that there's no denying that this has been exciting. This is what I think UK.
But the American elections always are. I always say it with the American elections, so I feel like I'm a part of it, even though I can't vote. Like over here, I didn't vote. But over in America, if I could vote, I would vote. Because I just feel there's so much electric around it. There's so much sort of build up. You can be a part of it. You can go to rallies. You can do this. You can do that. There's so much media around it. It drags you in. It draws you in. We're in the UK. And we're like, oh my goodness. I bet you weren't up the night before our polls saying, oh my goodness, I wonder who's going to be president.
No,
but here we are.
I literally, I went to bed.
2 o'clock in the morning. Following America because they know how to do it right.
Yeah, I mean.
They've got to build that. You need to know the end of the story with them. You get the beginning with who's up. You get the middle with all the rallies. We need to find out the ending. Simple.
I think you're bang on with what you're saying. I think and it's just like so exciting. I'm here absolutely buzzing.
I want to be here for it.
I'm here absolutely buzzing, wondering how on earth Pennsylvania is gonna go, who's gonna get the majority seats there, where we're gonna be sitting in in a few minutes time because it's ever changing, and it's just
completely.
Donald Trump's now kind of running away with it, really. He's got over 100,000 votes. Pennsylvania is literally red, lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Well, Sky News is saying 91 to Harris, Trump 207, not 2000.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on my screen.
I know that's wrong because Harris had 99 in another media outlet earlier.
Yeah. So
this is what I mean. It's depends on the media outlet.
It's really weird, isn't it? Because the facts are the facts, right? You can't argue with the facts. Yet for some reason, the depending on the media outlet, it's it depends
completely different results.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I've really struggled actually on the build up to this to find an unbiased.
When it comes to the media, we won't. This is why people are turning to live media for people like us to say, actually, no, this is saying this is saying that. So if we take this with that, this is the current. I
agree. But
there's so many different outlets, and so many media outlets can put their sort of ultimate outcome into, or make it look better than it is. But people just want the truth.
Yeah, and I think that's the issue, is we're there's a lot of battling for the truth, and it's sifting through the shit to try and find the truth.
Yeah, and it takes an army to do that.
Exactly. but it's just popped up on Sky News that the Democrats are actually concerned about Pennsylvania now, which, looking at the statistics...
because look at the results.
Yeah, looking at the statistics, it's not surprising that they're concerned
Yeah,
about
it's not looking good.
It's
Even CNN's updated one is 91 to Harris and 195 to Trump.
See, that's
But
that's wrong, because
that's
it's like...
That's out because it's 91 to 207 on Sky. But Sky were way behind it, yeah.
Yeah. But
So there's so many different outcomes depending on which you go on to.
I agree. Like I've got ABC, I've got NBC, I've got
I'm just looking at NBC
Sky
actually.
News, and it's just like trying
NBC is on 91 to 207.
Yeah.
But earlier, I can't remember what outlet it was on. It was 99 to Harris.
Yeah. And
So it's like, come on, guys, catch up. If I can catch up, surely it's not so hard for a news outlet to catch up.
I know, that's it. But it is pretty insane. So, I mean, Utah has now gone to Republicans as well. Montana, I think we already
Yeah,
knew
they
about
can have
that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. North Carolina, I think, has also already gone to... Yeah, North Carolina has as well. So, yeah, I'm seeing here that it's 242 for Trump right now and 108 for Harris.
Okay, so I've got 91 and 207 on Sky, 91 to 195 on BBC. See what I mean? It depends what outlet you go on to. It's so bad.
Yeah, but, I mean, there is no such thing as an unbiased outlet, is there? So,
really not.
You just got to take it all with a pinch of salt.
My son's like, oh no, mainstream media is the answer. I'm like, no, it's not. How do you know that? 36 years of life, for one.
Yeah.
And all these conspiracies aren't always conspiracies when it comes to media. You just got to have the sort of fight to look into it a little bit more yourself. Put 1 + 1 together and you will equal 2, not 7.
Very true. That's very true.
Okay, so 112 to 198 for Trump on the Times.
Oh, okay.
The Times are reporting 112 to 198.
So, yeah, the NBC are doing very similar numbers. Nothing concrete, but it's looking like...
Obviously, you can pull up all the maps and stuff. Oh, I've got the Times, 112 to 198.
Yeah, this is really interesting to watch it all unfold and watch how all the numbers are fleeting.
Completely. So it's 32 of 56 races called. So we've still got another 24. Is that right? 24 to go.
Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 24. Including Hawaii down at the bottom.
Yeah. But Hawaii's not that big.
No.
That's only 4 of them. California is the big one.
Yeah. California, Washington are the 2, and North Carolina.
Yeah. God, it's a good geography lesson, isn't it?
You're telling me? I
I've
know all
done
the
so
states by
bad in
heart now.
geography in school. I didn't have a clue where anything was on the map. Now, it's just like, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, that's the same as me now. I can, you throw me a geography map of America and tell me where something is, I'll tell you exactly where it is.
Exactly that.
Exactly. Right, I think I'm going to have to let you go because my computer is literally going to burn out because of it running too much. But thank you so much for joining me on this
That's
call.
fine. Thank you for your time. And thank you for having me on. But check your emails. I think I emailed the right address because it was the one on your bio.
Amazing. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look.
All right. No worries.
Amazing. Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Amazing stuff. Right. Of course, everything is getting spicy. Thank you so much, Tash, for joining us. It was absolutely fantastic to have a chat there with you, talking about all of that stuff. I mean, you've definitely given me a lot of education here, and you know, helped me to kind of see things for what they are, and actually pointing out some really good points of view. So thank you so much for the chat. Obviously, like we spoke about there, it's currently looking like a Trump landslide. There's no denying that. We are looking at a very big Trump landslide. You know, the information's coming through kind of slow, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Let's see if we can get some order back on this stuff. Bear with me one sec. Just gonna try and cool my computer down because otherwise we're gonna have meltdowns. The computer's gonna have a meltdown. It's gonna cry, and if there's one thing that we don't want for tonight, it's tears. Right, where are we? Here we are. Right. Tasha did so good there. Absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. I think she actually carried the past half an hour of this live stream. There's no denying that. She's been the unsung hero and the true MVP, as I can't find my leads. Tasha, you should make a YouTube channel. You'd be well good at it. You should do stuff like this because I think you'd actually be proper good at it. No lie, no cap. Right, let me get this plugged in because otherwise my computer is literally going to cry. It's going to have a meltdown. Okay. See, always come prepared, ladies and gentlemen. Always come prepared. Right. There we go. Get the fans blowing. Okay, so let's have a look at things as they currently stand, shall we? So, let's have a little recap. When my computer wants to load. Take your time. Oh no. I was just about to say that, Ben. She did really well. She did fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know, she came on. You're a natural. You're a natural. It's like no one was watching. You know, you absolutely carried that part. So, I mean, well over 5.5 million independent votes between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump as things currently stand. You know, we're just seeing that gap just gradually widen and widen and widen between Kamala and Donald, and it's a wonder which way things are going to swing as we progress through. Every need your computer need fixing, cheap parts, Ben, shout me, that's what I do for it. No way! Right, Onyx, thank you so much. Do you know what? I could have done with you a few years ago because I stupidly left my bag. I spilt a drink in my bag when I was at work teaching PE, and my laptop was in it, and I completely destroyed the CPU. Sent it back to Apple, and they charged me 600 quid for a new CPU. What a damage. Anyway, so let's have a little look. Obviously, as things stand, it's looking very, very red right now. Of course, there is plenty of blue on there. Massachusetts, 11 points. New York, probably the biggest win right now for the Democrats. It is being reported up here that it is 242 to Donald Trump, 108 to Kamala Harris. So that should mean that Donald Trump is only 28 points away from a win in this presidential race. Only 28 points. Not a lot of points. It's very, very close. You know, we're definitely like looking at, well, things need to turn around for the Democrats real quick. Going back over to Pennsylvania, it's looking like, again, that could be a slam dunk win for the Republicans, for sure. So, you know, it could be very much in favor for the Republicans to potentially get the Pennsylvania. As things are currently standing, Nebraska is looking red as well. So the majority have obviously gone for the, you know, for Donald. So the five. Well, actually, I know that's 5, but have they? It's usually split, isn't it? So how has that gone in favor? I wonder. I wonder if California's got any. No, they've not started the counts yet over in California, or at least registered the counts. Let's have a look in somewhere like Arizona. I wonder what that's looking like. Trump majority over in Arizona. So there's only 0.1% in it, with literally under 1,000 views, under 1,000 votes in it. This one's incredibly close. So it's a toss-up about who could possibly get Arizona at this point. New Mexico, sorry. Let's have a look at New Mexico. Majority in favor by a landslide is Kamala. So it looks like she will be getting New Mexico as things currently stand. Idaho. It looks like, well, 100% going to Donald Trump. 91% of people voting for Donald Trump over in Idaho. It looks like he's getting those 4 points. Minnesota, 10 points. Wow, in favor of Donald Trump at 61% right there. Wisconsin, and further 10 points. Again, only marginally in favor of Donald Trump, with 0.2% of the votes currently in his favor. Michigan, 15 points in favor of Kamala Harris. So that is obviously a big boost to Kamala right there. Pennsylvania, of course, the big one, is, well, comfortably at this point, I would say, in favor of Donald Trump. It looks like he is going to be there. Maine, at the moment, Kamala Harris is in the lead with Maine. Virginia, very close once again, but 2% leading for Kamala Harris. Very, very interesting. Of course, North Carolina has already gone to Donald Trump. Georgia is looking like, again, a favor for Donald Trump. So, I mean, right now, I don't even think that California, Nevada, and all these, like, Washington states are really going to make much of a difference. I don't think they can make a huge difference. Manda Panda, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Nope, not yet. Trump got 3 of 5 electoral votes. Yes, I don't give 2 shits about either of them. Love your content, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. So, yeah, I mean, we could actually be seeing a wrap-up of this presidential race before, like, you know, the polling even closes on these. I mean, it's unlikely because what are we on now? 4 o'clock in the morning my time, 3:45. So that is 5 hours behind 11 p.m. over in the States. It's looking like we could definitely, you know, closes at 11 p.m. Eastern time for these states right here. You know, polls are closed, wrapping up around this time. 1 a.m. 12 a.m. It's looking like we could be looking at a bit of a grand slam here. Obviously, it's not over until we say it's over, ladies and gentlemen. There is a long way to go, and you know, but it's hard to deny that the majority could just swing in favor for Donald Trump. You know, I'm looking at it. We've got these regions here going in favor of Donald. These regions here in favor of Democrats. These ones down here in favor of Donald, apart from I think Virginia was Kamala. It was Kamala. Of course, Pennsylvania being the big one. Of course, our boy Steve, who phoned in to begin with, was from Bucks County. That's where Steve was from. You know, phoning in to state that he had the majority. But it's looking interesting. Not over till the fat lady sings. Yes! Amen to that. Yeah, I'd probably have a Tesla phone, to be honest. I would also have a Tesla phone. Because I think it would just be really helpful. I mean, I think it would be one of the few phones that could come onto the market and actually really rival Apple. Samsung have been trying for years. They can't catch up. Right. So, obviously going over to the live board over here as well. It's stating 210 for Donald Trump, 91 for Kamala Harris. You could just see there by all of the counties that it is just a wash with red. 5.5 million votes in favour for, independent votes that is, in favour for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. She's got quite the uphill climb to make. The Senate at this hour, 15 uncalled, but we have got a Republican majority. Same with the House results at this current time. It's a Republican majority. And as things stand right there, as you can see on the board, yeah, it's looking canny red right now. So 52.3% of the majority votes are in favour of Donald Trump. That is the man that could potentially be leading America as of, well, tomorrow. If she wins now, it's rigged out of its head. I mean, looking at the numbers and the statistics, possible. But to even catch up, she would need, you know, all of these to come in. She would also need probably Arizona, but that's looking like it's going to Donald Trump. She'd need New Mexico, which looks possible. You know, this could actually go down to the wire. It really could. Idaho is, well, I mean, that's slam dunk on Donald Trump right there. But I wanted one of them Tesla robots. By the way, Natasha, I know you said about the email. Send it to at gmail.com. Ping it over to that email address. I know you said you had an email. For some reason, I didn't think to give you the actual email address that I use day to day. You ping it to this one. A lot I've got Trump to win me, Ben. Yeah. Yeah, you got Trump to win. Fair enough. Fair enough. Nebraska. Projected winner for Nebraska is Donald Trump. Kansas, Donald Trump. Wow, it's... New Hampshire. Wonder where that's sitting right now. Kamala. Oh, sorry, it's New Jersey. Let's go into Kamala. Let's have a look. Let's continue to go down the list of these ones here. Connecticut. Kamala. You know, we're just looking up in that northeast band right now, aren't we? So it's no surprise that these are Kamala favoured. But that does surprise me a little bit with Pennsylvania. I truly thought Pennsylvania would be Democrat, but it's looking majority right now. It's looking majority. What's his face? Donald, which is pretty crazy. There was a guy that painted Trump with the entire Empire State and the American flag. He's named Scott Lobido at Madison Square Garden rally. Wow. Wow, I know a guy that's live streaming from Times Square right now, because obviously they've got all the live projections up on the boards, so that's quite exciting. Let's see if we can have a look. I think, you know, it's not unreasonable to think that it could be put to bed now. You know, there's a possibility that it could be put to bed now, and unless something absolutely crazy happens in the next couple of hours, you know, we could be looking at a new president of the United States of America. America! F yeah. Yeah, people are going crazy in the US for this election. People are like, I've had texts from people saying, like, people are passing out, people are throwing up, people are so anxious about it, people are going crazy. It's insane. Oh, don't you worry, I'm from Manchester. I am also very tired, so I'm surprised that I haven't lost my shit with anyone yet, because when I get tired, I get grotty. So it's actually a miracle that I haven't lost my shit yet. But let's jump over to the board over here, shall we? Oh, Natasha, I've just got your email. I know you probably wanted me to respond, but I'll just let you know here. Right. So, Kamala, 43 million independent votes, 48 in favour of War Donnie Trump. It's just +1s across the board for Donald right now. You know, he's getting in there, he's getting gritty. 101 to 151. It's looking tiresome. It's looking tiresome. 210 is what's being reported here. Whether that's the case or not, it's almost impossible to know, because I've got a board right here. Oh no, that's the previous election. I'm on the completely wrong thing. That's from 2020, so of course that was wrong. But I've got it here that he's on 242, which I can't keep up anymore. Unless I start doing the maths myself with the numbers, I'm never going to get a straight answer on anything. But even then, I can't even trust that this is a correct map. But I think this is up to date. So I mean, I could just do the maths myself. Let me have a little look. Ski. Bear with me. So we've got 40 in Texas plus 7 plus. I'm gonna start losing count of stuff, and I plus 9 plus 16, 30, 9, 16, 11, 8, 4, 17, 11, 10, 6, 6, 3, 3, 4, 3, 6. Well, I've ended up at 239, so I think I've missed a state. Apologies to whatever state I missed for your points. Obviously, your votes matter. But I think, you know, this could be... I think this could be a Trump win from the looks of things right now. I mean, it's hard to kind of put it against Donald Trump at this point, you know, because, I mean, just look at that as we move across the country. Are you giving us your PIN numbers, Ben? You wish. There's nothing to steal from me off my PIN numbers, I'm telling ya. Simon, it's lovely to see you, by the way. Simon Tilly, lovely to thank you for popping in. Words are getting hard. My eyes are getting tired. I'm not even sure I'm going to make it to the end of the stream. She's got no chance. I think it's an uphill battle. I think it's an uphill battle for at this point for Kamala. He shocked the nation. I mean, it's one of those ones where what? So our 10 o'clock news is now saying that Iowa is partying. Wow. Gotta give my cynical one-liners to keep you going. Absolutely. Like, you know, look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Almost 6 million votes between them now. It's pretty crazy. The Senate at this hour. The House at this hour. You know, it's all just majority Republican right now. It's, you know, it's kind of... It started off as this really level pegging battle, but now it seems to be landsliding by a hell of a lot, you know. It's crazy to watch. I mean, that speaks for itself, if I'm honest. It really does. It really does. But makes you wonder what kind of things can happen as if he does get in. I mean, again, it's still a very big what if at this point because we don't know how it's going to go. You know, there's still a long way to go in this election. There's still, you know, plenty of states to come in. Polls close in 2 minutes on the East Coast. Yeah, this is where we're going to start to see some big changes again. So, you know, we're gonna see some big changes across the board again as these, you know, the other places start to close. But just look at that Pennsylvania right there. It's looking like there's a canny big change going on. You know, 5.5 million viewers. Voters. Now there's 48 Senate seats at this point, which is pretty crazy. There's 156 House seats, which again, even crazier. It's yeah. We're looking at a bit of a humdinger. So as soon as he gets to 270, that's it. All votes stop. I don't think the votes stop because, of course, everyone's got a right to vote. So, you know, the votes will still be cast. But, you know, I think by that point, you know, I think by that point it's it's pretty much done. Like it is just the first to 270. You know, whoever wins though, the meltdown from the other side will give you content for weeks. Ben, I know. Almost makes me wish that it was Fiona Harvey, so I can, you know, create content about that again, because I miss making that kind of stuff, you know. But definitely an interesting case for sure, that one. Right, what's Heather saying? Heather, let us know the outcome, please. Polls close in 2 minutes on the East Coast. Yeah, so the polls have, well, by this point, just closed. It's 11 p.m. over in the United States. It's 4 a.m. my time, which means that the polls have officially closed. You know, it's... I'm very much intrigued to see where things go. Right, let's have a little look-ski. Right, let's have a look. So the main news stations are going to be pumping out about all of this stuff now, so I'm going to be intrigued to see how things progress as the polls start to close across the East Coast. No, the West Coast, sorry. You know, I'm surprised that we still haven't seen Pennsylvania as a definitive yet. I'm waiting on that. I think we could really be... I think we could really see some big changes coming up. My laptop's having a meltdown though, so we've just got to bear with it. Grin and bear. Right. I think I'm going to see these votes come in, and then I'm probably going to call it, because, I mean... I'm not sure if I've got it in me to stay until the very end. Like, I'm literally looking at it. We might not even see the results until like 10 a.m. UK time tomorrow, which will be like 5 a.m. US time, which is in 6 hours, which is crazy. So the BBC are reporting it at 145211. How is the maths? Like, the maths doesn't work, does it, Tasha? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the maths ain't mathing. How can one outlet on Sky say 145 to 214 and another one say 145 to 211? Like, surely the math ain't mathin', right? So let's have a little look ski. So apparently, it's been reported by NBC that Trump has an edge with late deciding voters. Apparently, 49% of late voters went in Trump's favor. 49%. That's pretty significant. Yeah, I think we could be on the cards to see a Trump win here. I went into it thinking that it was gonna be pretty close. I'm now leaving it thinking, yeah, he's kind of got that in the bag, hasn't he? Right. Oh, California's in. California is in. California has officially gone to Kamala Harris. 54 votes bumps her up very nicely to a 145, which, you know, of course, California was always going to do that. I'm not surprised to see that has not gone Democrats. I'm not surprised to see that it has gone Democrat, sorry. But as for everything else, I mean, it's still very much up in the air. Does that give her the bump that she needs to get get her across the line? At this point, I don't think so. Idaho has gone to Donald Trump. Crazy. Simon Tilley with the best compliment. Oh, Ben, your eyes say it all. They look like piss holes in the snow. I love it. I love it because I use that line as well. Fucking great. Yeah, it looks like I can see for late voters, Harris has had 4 years something about the crap going on in the country. Yeah, it's looking like we could see a pretty big landslide win now for Donald Trump. Obviously, this is out the way. I'm going to assume I'm going to leave it off on assumptions of how it's going to go. Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. Republican, Democrat, Republican, 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 Democrat, Republican, Democrat, 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 Democrat. That's how I see it going, and then I see it being a landslide win for Donald Trump. Obviously, he's leading the polls right now. Right. Guys, thank you so much for keeping me going. I'm going to call it there. Let me just do one more refresh of this page to make sure that there's no changes. Oh, Oregon. Oregon's gone blue. Unsurprisingly, Oregon has gone blue. Let's have a look at Pennsylvania, my boy. Pennsylvania right now is looking 51% Donald Trump, 2 milli votes. Yeah. I would love to have been part of the rally type thing, but we didn't get that. I know. I agree. Do you know what, Tasha? Next time that there's a general election in 4 years, we're gonna go to a rally. We're just gonna live it up at a rally. If that sounds like a plan, let's make it happen. Right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This has been fun. I've actually really, really, really enjoyed that. Thank you to Natasha once again for carrying the live stream. By the way, don't mind my iPad case. It's my toddler's, because when he throws the iPad, it means that it's nice and safe. And it's what I've been using for the news. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Thank you all for, keeping me entertained and helping me out with the stream and, keeping me going. It's been lovely. And yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed. If you're going to continue watching the all of that stuff, enjoy. I look forward to seeing what the results are tomorrow morning, or later this morning. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be spicy. But like I say, my prediction, Trump win by a landslide at this point. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Take care, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.